Welcome back, guys. This is Arnaldo, aka Mad Dog. That is David, aka Dream Twister, and this is the real 335 of GG's The Mouthful Podcast.
GG!
Actually, you know what? I like the bass better. GG's.
Oh,
you know I mean?
You like this version better?
Yeah.
I don't know
because there's a little soul there.
Oh,
yeah.
We were harmonizing also.
That could be it. Maybe
that worked. We were boys to manning.
Oh,
this thing.
nice, sir. How are you? How have you been? It has been quite some time. It's
Yes.
2 weeks, I guess. Not that long.
I'm doing pretty good. I'm feeling great. I was very looking forward to having this podcast. We haven't casted like you said for a while now, and if you guys hear a little bit of a different tone, it's because we're gonna maintain a different tone on this podcast, a little bit more mature, if you will. Yes. Yeah, I won't be a stupid idiot yelling GG. What's that?
Still with a little bit of silliness here and there. But
of course. The humor needs to be there, but I can't be yelling anymore like an asshole because I got people that stay here. I got tenants now, so I need to be mindful of their presence, and they're right across the hall. So, and I've been told my voice carries a little bit. I don't know if you guys may have noticed.
Just a bit.
Just a bit. Usually, if you have to turn your volume down from 7 to 4, that's because of me.
And then turn it back up for me. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. So it's gonna be a little bit closer, a little bit more, intimate.
Nice.
Yes.
Some sultry Dream Twister.
Oh God.
It's exactly what the world has been waiting for.
No,
let's be real.
Nobody.
I'm pretty sure the world needs it, but that's just me. Sir, it is good to be back, and
yes.
Honestly, we're just going to jump on in, guys. If this is your first time listening, first, please go to goodgame.rocks. Join the conversation there. That, of course, takes you right to our Facebook group. And, of course, please like, subscribe, share the podcast with everyone. What we normally do, guys, is first we go into what we have been up to, move on into various news items, and then, of course, we finish with our hot topic of the week. This week's hot topic. Too many remakes.
Too many remakes. I
mean, if you've noticed, but there's a lot. It's like several games being remade. And you know what? I think there was a time that we were all like, maybe they're gonna do that.
Yeah, we want this game to come back.
Exactly. But unfortunately, I feel like recently we've run into a few that maybe don't really need one, at least not yet. You know what I mean? Maybe it's a little early. And other things, and personally, another thing is there's a line I want to say from where I don't want to say where I heard it from because I don't want to mention it, but the line is simply, an opportunity taken is also an opportunity missed. And well, if you're going to spend God knows how many years remaking something, why not make something new? You know what I mean? It was like, because that team is going to, whoever that team is, think of, we'll get into specifics later, but one particular team that just recently released their plans for a remake, and it's like, but I thought it was going to be a part 4. Wait, what are we doing? Are we going backwards, or is now all the team in on this? And what does that mean? Does that mean that we're not going to get something from the original for 10 years or so? You know what I mean? It's like it's just going to be stuck with the old stuff. So,
the excuse of always, which is, hey, this is for the new generation, which is to say, this is still for you, but you're 10 years older, and sometimes not even. It's like, oh, this is 5 years later. We're gonna remake the first game that we made 5 years ago.
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah, that is the usual.
That's a problem.
That is a problem. I think so too. So yeah, so we'll get into that a little bit later on in the show. But let's go ahead and start with what we always start with, sir. How have you been, and what have you been doing?
Sir, I have been been doing busy and sick,
Whoa.
and I haven't really done a whole lot. I feel like this is a joke by now, where I always say I'm not gonna have a lot to say because I haven't done a lot. And I hope I only have the one game that I've been playing probably, but that somehow still I managed to stretch it for like an hour and a half. So I'm gonna spare you guys. I'm not gonna do that. I might talk about some of the things I did, which were different. I went to it's gotta be my first NBA game.
Oh, okay. Wow.
Last week. Yeah, it was kind of not unexpected because my wife told me about it. But it wasn't like something like super planned. It was like that same week. It's like, hey,
impromptu. Okay.
Yeah, a little bit impromptu. It's like that same week. Like, hey, I got, we're gonna, there's gonna be this job from her work. This job gathering. We're gonna go to the Magic's game, and I'm like, the Magic's game, okay. How much are the tickets? She's like, oh no, it's already taken care of, it's already paid for. I'm like, okay, cool. If it's already paid for, then yeah, sure.
Man.
I'm not a jock. I don't get excited about sporting events that much. Yeah, I might go to some here or there if I know I'm gonna be spending time with friends or something like that. But like that time that we went to that soccer game.
Right. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. The Lions, Orlando Pride.
Right. Mm-hmm. Yeah. That was super fun. And to be fair, when you were in there, you get into the what's happening in the game. You get excited. It's like
for sure.
But before that, like I haven't followed NBA since friggin' Jordan days. So I was completely, and I'm talking Chicago Bulls game, not Washington, whatever.
Oh, look at you! You know the trivia though. Nice.
So, yeah. I'm talking about Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, Dennis Rodman. But anyway, the thing is that the experience was completely unexpected. I was expecting to get there, get some seats, like somewhere kind of like high and far, and just like chill, and it's gonna be the typical stuff. And the guy it was a group of us, and he takes us through like some stairs, or we take an elevator first and then some stairs, like in the back end. It's like, okay, this is weird. Where exactly are we heading? We ended up in this like nice not pillar box, but a nice suite that they call it the silver suite.
Whoa. Okay.
And it is this like this balcony level, like that. Maybe not the highest top of the line, but because they don't call it the gold suite, they call it the silver suite. you get free blowjobs in the gold suite, apparently.
Oh, damn! I thought that was the platinum suite, but okay. Damn.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Yes, I would love to know what the platinum has.
Well, that's for the secret society, That's for the 1%. No, it was very nice. It was like a nice room, and then it has a balcony with the seat, very nice and cushioned and leathery, and you're sitting there, and they bring you food. They have food over there. You can just stand up and grab, or they bring it to you, and it was quite an experience. I was joking as I was passing through them, when I didn't know where I was sitting, and I saw those rooms. And I was telling my wife, like, see, this is, on every movie when there's a bad guy at a sporting event, and they're enjoying it from like a balcony. Those are the rooms that they go. unbeknownst to me, I was gonna end up in one of them. So, so at the tail end, but a perfect view, a beautiful view.
Of the
I
court?
posted picture,
Nice.
or at least I posted on Instagram. I put pictures of it. Like I had a nice view of the entire court. And it was it was I think it was, and guys, don't yell at me for the again. I don't follow. I was
I don't think
completely out of
anyone's going to
place.
yell at you,
Yeah,
sir. I don't think anyone's going to yell
but
at you.
I want to say that it was even opening. Is a season opening, or is it week, or is this a week for, or it was the first game of the Magic, or I don't know what it was, but they were celebrating something.
Okay, it could have been the home opener is probably what it
The
sounds
home
like.
open, right? Yeah, there you go. There you go. That makes sense. I think that's what it was. I think that's what it was. We got commemorative T-shirt. I have 2 commemorative T-shirts for the occasion too. No joke. I actually have them.
And does this T-shirt say home opener?
I haven't read what it is, because again, it's like, oh, okay, T-shirts from I think I was wearing my Vadi Vidia T-shirt that I had what I took for the game. But I had a really great time. I really enjoyed the time of spending. I was like, man, I want to do this with Nalo next time. Like I actually want us to go, because it was cool. And I even spoke with my wife's boss. And he's like a cool guy. He's like, oh yeah, we're planning on doing another one, soon. Because we want to get together, this and that. It's like, okay, that's awesome. But yeah, that was my first experience at a Magic's game. I ate like it was ridiculous, because I thought, I'm never doing this again. I'm gonna have the whole experience.
Well, yeah.
Whole experience was that I ate a lot, and then food arrived, and I mean, like, I ate a lot of the things that I thought it was like finger food and things that you can just pick up, put yourself in a plate and sit down, and I thought that was it, but no. Then they got like the pizzas and the burgers and the hot dogs and the other stuff that it's more food, but I didn't care, because I was just focusing on the hot dogs and the burgers. And I was like, shit, I ate too much already. I'm full, but I'm still gonna take advantage of this, because fuck it, this is not happening again.
Yeah, exactly. You're never gonna have this again.
I'm never gonna have this again. So that the Magic's lost. It was a good game though. It was a very close game. It was that the entire time we were trailing behind by a little bit, then it'll get tied, and then we'll fall behind again. Then we're tied up again. So it was an exciting game. It was fun.
Nice, man. Nice. I have never been. I've been to a baseball game. I've been to, obviously you and I went to the soccer game, and I've been to a football game. Football games are legit.
I want to go football game.
Yeah, I went to the Tampa Bay game when we were still living in Lakeland, and this was shortly after they won Super Bowl back in 2002. I want to say it was when they won it last, maybe 2003. And
nice.
we get down to we have nice seats. It's right towards close to the end zone, which is great when they're on this side, but not so great when they're on the other side. But it is what it is. And so, dude, we had I know how you feel, sir. You just like, you need to take advantage of it. I want to say Joannie either won it or got it from her job, something like that. Like tailgating wristbands. So we can go, the game's at 1, and we can go there at 10 and tailgate between 10 to 1 and have at anything we want that's behind the tailgate, which is
nice.
barbecue and because we're in the South, and then they had this literal truck. It was the trailers that the 18-wheelers carry, the pull. It was one of those, and on the very side of it was a spigot, like 3 or 4 spigots for beer. On the side of it, like you just walk up and just whoop, whoop. And it's like, have at it, bro. Have at it.
It was
We
like a rescue operation there.
pretty much, dude. We were toasted before the game ever even began,
Wow.
bro. Ever even began. We were
Wow.
flying high. And then, of course, when the game starts, no, of course, you have to pay when you get the beer there.
Yeah.
But at that point, I'm like, I'm just coasting and sipping back. And dude, it was ridiculous. So I haven't been to I have been to basketball. I take that back because I think I went with yeah, we did. That's what we went to. We went to see the Magic play with but I didn't really, I'm not a big basketball watching it
Mhm.
like that. So
Yeah.
that's why I think I went with Jackie and Ed because they had gotten some
Oh,
tickets, stuff like that, and it was enjoyable. It was a good night out.
yeah.
But I did see hockey there once at that stadium.
People seen hockey here, as well, and I was wondering like, where do they play? And they play there, of course.
Right there, right in that same place.
That's crazy. I like to see that. Hockey sounds fun.
It does. We didn't have the best experience, and I don't want to paint any negative pictures. We just didn't have the best experience because of some fools that were being a little
Oh,
jerkish. You know what I mean?
bush. Oh,
And yeah, that was really about it. But yeah, we have seen
being hockey fans.
the no. It's in essence, it was Latin night there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and
Fucking tacos.
no, no, there was a couple of people. I won't say where they're from, but they were obviously, you know, being dicks about
Boricuas.
Latino. No. They were being dicks about Latinos.
Oh
And I was just
shit!
like,
Oh,
yeah,
it was
and I
what
was
it was. Some of
it's
those.
that,
Oh,
yeah,
fuck those
exactly. And
guys.
yeah,
Fuck
we
those.
ended up leaving probably middle of
The
the
races. Go fuck yourself.
yeah, exactly. So it was like, and my mother in law was with us at that point, and she was still able to move and get up and move around. And
Uh,
she was really hurt by it. So again, I'm not trying to paint anything negative of the team or the stadium, whatever. Obviously, it was just some dicks that were there.
yeah.
But
Do
because
we
of that,
have
it
our
kind of
own
tainted it.
hockey team?
The Polar Bears, I think they call Orlando Polar Bears. Let me see.
Hmm. That's curious.
Orlando. I'm
I
sure
mean,
Orlando hockey team. Yeah, here we go.
I would have
Solar
known.
Bears. Go on. Sorry, Solar Bears.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah,
Because
that
we're
makes
not.
more sense, right?
We're in. We're in direct contact.
You're in
We're
direct contact with the sun.
highway
Yep.
from the
Yeah.
sun. Yes, I-4 take you straight to the sun.
Yep. Yep.
Yes.
So that is not the. Is it the NHL? I don't think that's the NHL either. That is. What is that?
Oh, I wouldn't. Oh, I wouldn't know. I
ECHL.
know
It's
they
not the NHL. NHL is like the top,
X
like the
the
NFL. You know
X
what I mean?
energy.
Yeah. So yeah, but and they play out of Amway. Yeah,
Blades of Steel. That's what it was.
Blades of Steel.
Blades of Steel. Remember when Konami used to make good sports games?
I
God
know,
damn it.
bro. Fucking Konami, man.
Fuck Konami.
I know. Sir, I'm sorry.
Fuck
I derailed
Konami.com.
us from what you were saying. Proceed.
No, it's all within. This is how we extend my
Your segment, right?
I don't have. I honestly don't have much. I mean, other than that, let's see. What do you guys want to hear about? A computer that I put together. If you guys want to
I kind of.
press
I was
one,
promised.
if yes. Two, if very yes.
Oh, there's a very yes. Hold on. Let me retract my last statement here. I am curious, sir. 'Cause I hear something may have blown up or in preparation. Of blowing
Oh,
up.
no, well. Let me start. Yes, let me start by saying that I am. I can't complain on one side, and the other side, I am fucking mad. The part of it I say I can't complain was that, I tend to upgrade my computer every so years. Well, inadvertently, I realized that I had enough pieces to put another one together, and I was like, oh, because I did the purchase of the video card, last week, and fucking almost didn't touch it for like a whole week, believe it or not. But well, I tested it, but like, you know what I mean. Like, I didn't actually play it.
Yeah.
But no, I put together a computer for my wife. Actually, a gaming system
Mm.
of all, which is bendito. It's all that gaming power is going to waste because she does not play at all. So she has a powerful GPU and a very nice, set of specs. Let's just say, and it's she's literally, the joke of you knowing the Excel and PowerPoint and Microsoft Word, and that's pretty much what she's using it for, because she's using it for work.
I mean,
uh,
she must be
I'm-
delivering those, spreadsheets at lightning speed. I mean, let's be
oh
real.
yeah, it's a completely ray trace, 120 frames per second, 4K graphics. Well, not 4K because her monitor is not 4K, but it's a widescreen. So um it's funny because we were trying to set her email up, and like we needed something from we needed like a code for it because it was like a work related thing. So we
Mhm.
called her boss, and we got it on Zoom so he could take access and do whatever he needs. And he's taking access. He's like, "Oh, you have two monitors, huh?" And she's like, "No, that's actually one screen." And I was like, "Nice, baby." Very, very nice. But the thing can actually, I can sit down there and play and have like I didn't realize that I was able to put together that. I told her, this is still my machine, even though this is for work. But I administer it, and I reserve the right to take away that video card and put it on the market the moment I see if someone gives me something a decent amount of time. This is not gonna die here in spreadsheets and Zillow.
Completely unused. The poor thing must be like, what is my purpose in life?
Actually, poor thing is probably relaxing and having a good time because it's not getting stressed at all
True.
anymore.
Yeah, yeah, very true.
Contrary to my actual gaming PC, it looks very different, but in reality, it's just the video card is new and the cooling system. I went back to using air cooling for the CPU.
Mm.
Uh, the rest of the specs is the same computer that I was using, and the case is black. That's why it looks different, but it's similar. And I got a 4090, and I was very happy with it until reports started coming in that evidently the video card the video card, most video cards now most GPUs, I should say, nowadays require some extra power, because if you just plug it to the motherboard, that interface is not gonna give it enough electricity to handle the graphics. Think of that GPU is almost as, if not more powerful than the CPU itself. So, because you need to calculate all those graphics, and now it's doing like ray tracing and all that kind of stuff. That's like super graphically intensive. So it needs electricity. It needs a shitload of electricity. Um, and I say over half a kilowatt, or by now, if I'm using the term correctly.
Mm.
And you see, that's why you'll see them, that there's going to be, they're plugged in, and there's a plug that runs to the side of it, like another connector, and that's delivering power straight from the power supply.
Okay.
Well, that has always been designed in the past to be safe. What I mean by that is like
To not blow
the
up.
right. No,
Okay.
no, but I mean in excessive way. Like, let's say, for example, if the thing is rated, the thing has a capacity to withhold 300 watts, they will say this is 100-watt rated plug, so that in the unlikely event that someone manages to stupidly run 300 watts through it, it will not melt and destroy, right? It's like over engineered or over provisioned. I will say. I will say it. A lot of things that have to do with electricity in our appliances and stuff like that are like that. Because you never want them running to the exact limit that they're rated, because then if it goes a little bit higher, you could have a problem with smoke and fire and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So what was happening was that for this new set of graphics cards, they are obscenely big, like unnecessarily huge, and that's a big knock that I have against it. There are big computer cases, like big computer cases that will not fit those graphic cards. The reason I changed my case was because of that. Was because my current case will not hold the graphics card inside, unless I ran it with the side window off, unless I ran it open, which is, I could have done that, but I also like the aesthetics and I didn't like the idea of just having an open window. So that's why I switched it. Even with this new case, that connector still touches the glass, which is not good, because the whole thing is that you don't want to put too much pressure on that connector, because that's where you can start bending shit inside of it, to where the pins are now not making very good contact with inside the plug. And if they're not making very good contact, what happens is, when you have a shitload of electricity going through it and not very good contacts, now you have resistance, and that resistance causes heat, and that extra heat could be enough to start melting the plug, melting the thing, and eventually, it will. There's a possibility that it could create a fire.
Yeah, I was going to say, yeah.
Depending on the materials. I'm not convinced this type will actually like combust, like or create a fire, but it could still be destructive towards the graphics card. By the way, I didn't disclose the price of the graphics card last time, because I was very ashamed of the fact that I did this swap. I'm in I don't give a fuck mode anymore. So I'm just gonna go ahead straight out and say it. This is a $1,600 video card.
Oh, okay. So, all right. So I was expecting. That's still a lot, but I was expecting like obscene. You know what I mean? Like obscene.
Well, this would have. Obscene would have been like a year ago, when the prices of video cards were ridiculous, and people were paying that price for the video card that I had. The video card that my wife is using right now. And people were paying exorbitant amount of price because of the chip shortage and the fact that you couldn't get a graphics card anywhere. But now they're giving you free graphics card when you pull out at a 7-Eleven, so it doesn't matter. You can find them anywhere. So it's a very expensive. Think about it. The graphics card is the price of a whole fucking system.
Yeah.
Elsewhere. You can buy a whole fucking powerful gaming system anywhere else. All right. Because $1,600 will take you very, very, very far on a gaming PC. But anyway, imagine having your prized possession suddenly start smoking because of a poorly designed connector. It's called the connector is called the 12 volt high power cable. And it is there are power supplies that have, or I should say, newer power supplies that are getting released very recent, I'm talking about probably within the last few months, are starting to come up with a dedicated connector for that. Okay. That dedicated connector it's safe. That dedicated connector is well engineered, and there have not been any reports of any problem with that connector. Okay. The problem comes from, well, what about every other power supply before that? That doesn't have that dedicated connector, because that dedicated connector wasn't even wasn't invented until recently, and people don't want to just go out and have to buy a new power supply if the power supply is something that will last you for years and years, like 10 years. You don't have to replace it. What about those? Well, every graphics card came in with this adapter. The adapter that came up from NVIDIA, that's the one that is burning up. That's the one that, if you go on Reddit, there's a bunch of photos of them burning up. Because what the adapter is doing is basically taking 3 or 4 of the connectors that used to go to a previous generation video card. Normally you use like 1 or 2. All right. This one uses 4, and what it does is that they put all 4s into this one connector. It's like a 4 split to 1. And then if you look at the connector, it is very, very tiny. Like the pinouts are very, very small and very prone to opening up. And remember what we talked about. If there's not a solid connection between pin and hole, then you start creating heat, which is what's happening here. Because of the size of the graphics card, a lot of people have to find themselves like bending that cable a little bit, because you didn't used to think that was a problem before, because again, it has never been a problem before. Bending it to side, bending it in one way or another, or plugging and unplugging, because you're trying to find the best way, and you are wearing those connectors out. That's the problem that's happening right now with those cards. With a $1,600 fucking dollars,
yeah, I was gonna say,
card. It was the worst way that they could have engineered it. Everything else is fine. The card is ridiculously cool, like cold. Not cold, but it doesn't, like, you will think that previous generations, when they were running games, they will get hot, so hot that like my entire room will get hot. Well, these ones are running very cool. I'm talking about probably like 47C or something like that. It's like very, very, very efficient when it comes to heat dissipation. They better fucking be, because their heat sinks are the size of the motherboard. Like, literally. They are ridiculously huge.
Jeez.
So yeah, they do a very good job of dissipating heat. Sometimes the fans will not even have to turn on because it doesn't have enough heat and that it needs it. But the weak link is that connector. That connector that is shit. It was something put together very, very fast, very quick. That was not thought out. That it was basically like, well, we need to sell this graphic card to as many people as we want. So those who are not ready to have the dedicated connector, we're gonna just put this random, this bullshit adapter that is just gonna take 4 power, 4 power lines and connect it into one, as if that was not gonna cause any problems. And that's exactly what it did. So now there's you see a lot of people posting pictures of of damaged pins or of melted plastic. Again, I don't think the plastic. It's like you have to be rendering for like days to make it catch fire. But who knows? Some people buy these cards for that very purpose. Like, how do you think those Pixar movies they get created? Like all those are graphics that they need to be ray traced and they need to be made nice, and all that rendering takes days.
Yeah.
And those are days that those machines are running and running and running. Let alone, thank goodness this is not happening anymore, evidently. But back in the days of Bitcoin mining, where Bitcoin was being they would use video cards to mine for Bitcoins. That shit was running 24/7.
Yeah.
Like high end, like top of the line, high end usage. And there were even reports of fires happening, at Bitcoin farmers. Well, fuck them. Those don't happen anymore because Bitcoin doesn't get mined with video cards anymore. But anyway, that's beside the point. So yeah,
you got a smoke alarm, right? You got one hooked up. You got a smoke alarm hooked up to it, right?
I saw this guy on Facebook on Reddit post a picture of that. He has basically his gaming rig with the 4090 card in it, with the power obviously plugged in, and a smoke detector. And it took me a while to recognize that it was a smoke detector. Like I just saw the picture and I saw a lot of people like giving it like high votes and awards and shit like that. And I'm like, it's just another person sharing their setup. Like, what's the bigger deal? Oh, a fucking smoke detector inside. And even though obviously it was done for comedic purpose, it is still a fucking brilliant idea. Yeah. It is actually like this guy. Okay, you get the award. You thought this through. It makes sense. It makes perfect sense. I should probably do something like that.
If the more these companies try to get more and more out of technology, and you shared that one video with me regarding, Samsung Galaxy phones, and it's like the more and more you see that happen, the more likely things are going to fail, faster. So the sad part is, like, we used to complain about, games being released unfinished and all that stuff. But not only does it happen now, it happens so much that we're not even complaining about it anymore. And we're just like, we'll just wait for it to be
matched. Just accepted it.
Yeah, we'll wait for it to be matched. And same thing here. It's like, okay, well, screw it. It may smoke up, but at least I have the alarm going. It'll let me know before.
That's the patch. If it smokes, let's put a fire alarm. Dude, I had to spend $60. It would have been $70 if it wasn't for a coupon. But I had to spend $60 on a cable, on an extension cable that is safer than this one. And this one, I still have it plugged. Of course, right now we're just doing the podcast, so the video card's not doing any rendering, so it's completely safe. But you better believe me that last night I was playing Cyberpunk, and the first thing I did was open up the thing, immediately check, unplug the connector, and inspected it just to make sure that nothing was burning. And thank God everything was okay. I'm like, should I even game on this, or do I need to wait for to receive the thing? Because it's not enough to drop $1,600 on a fucking video card, but now you have to buy the fix also. I'm telling you, I'm telling you right now, in the next week, or if not this week, we're gonna hear about a recall.
Oh, I'm sure if so many of the folks are showing it that it's that it is smoking and all that stuff. It's like, oh yeah.
It's gonna. I mean, nothing else will get past. We'll get a pass on on that, just because it's Nvidia and Nvidia has a shit ton of money. Like, I don't think they are, they are protected. They if the reports continue, and believe me, daily, there's people that keep posting more and more, and those are the people that are Reddit users. Imagine the people that don't use Reddit or don't care these are Reddit that have this happen, or worse yet, that are having this happening right now, but because it's on the inside part of the connector, they don't realize. Mm-hmm. They don't see it until the damage. You don't realize until it's too late. So, anyway,
they're gonna have recalls for sure.
Yeah, they're gonna have recalls. This thing has all that actually prevented me from actually honing and bringing it down and actually finishing up Cyberpunk, because now I'm too scared to play more than 2 hours.
Oh God, that's no way to play, man.
I'm telling you, I'm fucking telling you, it's like I'm excited at the possibility, because I'm playing this game like it has never been seen. Mm-hmm. Where everything turned out to the top and running as smooth as butter. It's an amazing feat, right?
But is it heating up? I mean, does it overheat or anything like that, or that you can see like normal heating?
Well, it's so
powerful. Maybe it's not.
Here's the thing. It's not even that much electricity compared to what the previous generation video cards were pulling.
And it's still
this video card is more efficient with it. The problem is that they skimped on the connector. The connector, they decided to over-engineer this piece of crap that was completely unneeded. Instead of relying on the, if it ain't broken, don't fix it mentality. Yeah. NVIDIA decided to just do this. Like I don't know why. What's the point of the connector is?
Cost. If you're selling it at $1,600, that means it's got to be a cost of.
But the established one was available everywhere. I can't think of it being cheap. More expensive than this. This seems costlier, just because of how little the components are, and the safety rating. It's like 14% safety rating compared to like 300% from the old connectors. It's like on this one, you gotta be extremely careful. Now the dedicated connector is safer, but this hodgepodge put together adapter is problematic. And I'm thinking, well, fuck it, I still have my wife's computer. I could game on that. Oh my God. And you said it all. There you go. How's that for PC gaming? How does that look?
Every time this conversation comes up with anything that you run into, and I get it, I'm not blaming all of gaming on your early adoption stuff, but every time you run into this and all that stuff, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm so glad I don't have the patience. I get livid when my sound bar decides to not completely connect, and I just quick reset. All it takes, it's it. I'm already heated up and just like, come on, man, why you just can't? You're plugged in, read it. What the hell,
It wasn't shaking. Yeah, well, I mean, this is, when you think about it, this is almost like Red Ring of Death level of that, right?
Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah,
I would definitely think so. If not worse, because at least Red Ring would just shut off and brick. Yeah. This can potentially catch fire and se te fue la casa. The house is gone, and who knows what else. Especially for those who said that don't realize it.
Right.
That's potentially worse.
Yeah, I'm disappointed. I'm upset because I had to buy this extra cable. I'm upset. You will see either that or a whole power supply, and I'm not gonna buy a power supply to replace a perfectly functioning one.
Yeah. I gotcha.
And yeah, it's dumb. It's a dumb thing that NVIDIA should have actually tested more and better, or just decide to keep the connectors that were working. Because I would not have minded. Like, it would have looked silly to have 4 power connectors coming out of the card,
Mhm.
But hey, I would rather take that silliness over this nerve-wracking thing now,
Yeah, no, I agree.
where I'm not sure if it's safe to fucking game anymore. So that's fucking bullshit.
That is bullshit, bro.
That is bullshit.
But
Like I said,
good thing.
I'll go ahead.
I know. I was just gonna say, good thing. GOW's coming. You can just jump right back onto the PlayStation 5. You'll be all right.
That's right. That's right. Yeah, I kind of forgot that God of War is right around the corner.
Oh, not me. I get that little tinge of excitement. Not that I'm like, oh, I can't wait. I can't wait. No, not like that. But I'm like, it's like, oh yeah, that's right there. Okay, all right. Yeah, I'm
I know.
ready for some God of War. All right, I can do that shit now.
I know. I know. I should be more excited than I am, and I am getting that game. Don't get me wrong, but I'm not feeling anything right now. I'm kind of like numb, and in fact, and part of the fact is I am enjoying the game that I'm playing. I'm enjoying Cyberpunk a hell of a
Yeah, I
lot,
was gonna say,
a
yeah,
lot,
yeah.
and that is giving
That's probably
me
the one thing you want to do, and you're afraid to do it for more than
right
two
now.
hours.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right, right,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
No, I don't even know. I show you that picture of I got this video card to play Cyberpunk, and I hit the next mission, and it's the mission that tells you there's no way back at the day. It's like mother.
No, that's hilarious. That
It
is
was like
hilarious.
all right. It's like okay. I obviously I didn't do it. I am going into actually what I've been doing, what I've been playing. Uh, I decided to clear out a lot of my side missions,
Mhm.
and because I'm enjoying the game so much, I don't want it to. I'm not ready for it to end, and also because I know it's one of those games where your endings might depend on some of your actions. You got to
Mhm.
make sure that you do at least you do them. Like I noticed, and this is something that I was meaning to ask you, but at the same time, I want you to be, like if you think that the answer might be spoilery, I better not answer it. But you know how when you press the pause menu, there are like three things on the top. There's your mission. It shows you like all your missions from your journal. But then there are three things on top that I believe are meant to be like your choice based on your choices or the missions that you have completed. Or one of them I know is talking about
I honestly
becoming a
forgot, bro.
legend. The other one is talking about um the thing that you have with Johnny Silverhand.
Oh, the
And
connection or whatever. Yeah.
yeah, they connect. And the other one is it's talking about like, hey, time's running out. You might die if you don't do this, whatever. So I'm on a 90% on the one on the leftmost one,
Mm-hmm.
which is the one that talks about becoming a legend or whatever. So that with the fact that I can jump into what appears to be the last mission, uh, could take me over to a rolling credits,
Yeah.
but I don't want to do that with the other one being like a 30% or a 40%. So now I've been doing a lot of the side missions, and I've been noticing that the ones that the other two are, or at least one of the two, is increasing. The one that has to do with Johnny Silverhand, which by the
Mm.
way has
I
I'm
think I
kind
do
of
recall it now, and I'm trying to remember what it was. I don't remember what it's supposed to do. To be honest with you, and I think I found out much later, and I
uh,
don't think it was really that important, if I recall
well in the
correctly.
sense, well, no, right. It looks like you can roll credit just by being a complete
Mm-hmm.
asshole or
Yeah,
just
yeah,
going one dedicated to one. Um, I want to see about completing anything that has to do with solving John Silverhand, because I do like the character. I noticed I noticed a lot of people have been upset, or I don't know if the hate is coming from the fact that hating the game was a popular thing to do because the game was shit. It was broken when it came out, so therefore it's like collateral damage. Um,
Well,
but or maybe you've played. Tell me your general, spoiler free impressions of Johnny Silverhand on your playthrough.
I didn't care for him, and not that Keanu did a poor job or anything like that. He is an ass. Johnny Silverhand is an ass. It has nothing to do with Keanu Reeves, obviously, because Keanu Reeves is our next president. So,
yes.
but it's definitely a thing. But he did a good role playing the ass, and because of that, he's just he's just an asshole. Yeah, he's just a fucking asshole, and which is fine. Is what the character is supposed to be. But yeah, I didn't really care too much for him. I could definitely say maybe there was some stuff that maybe softened him a little bit. You know what I mean? But overall, yeah, didn't.
Interesting. Yeah, you were also playing because your character was a female. Yeah, was from the female persuasion.
Yes, female.
So therefore, you're like, I'm curious about the dichotomy with Johnny Silverhand versus you, because in my case we're both guys.
Yeah. I can definitely. We'll have to wait. We'll have to wait till you're done before we.
Yeah, so we can have the open conversation.
Correct.
Okay.
But,
all right. Yeah. Sounds good. Oh, this is going down this weekend. This is going down. Like,
he's like, I should hell be or fire.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Unless my computer bursts into flames, in which case I have my wife's.
There's always a backup.
Yes, a backup. Exactly. Yeah, it's going down. It's definitely, yeah. I'm wrapping it up. Because also, like you said, I'm ready to jump into something else. Like I do one. Like I forgot to mention last week. I only mentioned that I put a game and then I quickly say nope and took it back out. Because I only did testing, I didn't really play. But I was I put oh my god, what's the name of that game? Scorn.
Oh, okay.
Which is it was very disgusting.
I know.
In the best sort of way. It was like, holy shit, this game, it is vomit inducing, maybe it's puke inducing. I was like, nope, I'm not ready for this. Also, I wasn't at my best. So I was like, nope, I'm not ready for this. And quickly took it out. But I do want to try that one. At least experience a little bit, even if it doesn't stick. I'm not sure if it's the kind of game that will stick. I'm hopeful that it does, but but yeah, I am ready to wrap it, here. Oh. And I just do that fucking world. It's still like the density of everything is what gets me. How you are on a highway and it's not just 2 or 3 cars. No, it's like fucking real life. You can suddenly have a bumper to bumper traffic. Mm-hmm. You don't have to stay a bumper to bumper. There are ways, but you still see the sheer amount of vehicles on the highway, making it feel like a very believable world. So much so that when the bugs happen or the little blips here, it yanks you the fuck out of the game. Yep. Like it takes it. There's so
that I remember, and it didn't happen often, but when it did, and the most obvious one, it actually, to be fair, this one was probably the worst, but also the humorous. I think I told you about this already, but basically, because I was playing female V, at some point, for whatever reason, the game switches female V's voice to male V. Yes. And I didn't know. I was just hearing voices and I was just like, who's talking to me? And then I hear, oh, what do you mean, V? And I'm like, V? Did I say something? You know what I mean? It was like, wait a minute, what's going on? And so then I started initializing conversation. I was like, is that what the male V sounds like? And then, of course, at that point, I was like, thank God I went with the female V. But I was like, let me restart
Yeah,
and do this
I'm
again.
not too enthused with the way the Mel V and maybe it's for the look of my character look that I gave him. I mean, I gave him well, let's just say he has pink hair. So
Okay.
anywho. Anywho, no, I'm saying I'm ready to end this chapter basically,
Mm-hmm.
but at the same time, I can't wait for more. This is a game that I want to continue being in that world because it feels like and you know that I watched the anime and I was kind of like meh with it. But this is as close to being inside of that as it's ever gonna get, so far. So far. This is the dream of that dream that I think games like Star Citizen is trying to do.
Trying to do, yeah.
Where
It may do
it
also.
makes
I mean, let's be real, but who knows when it's ever release?
which one?
I said it may do it. Who knows?
Oh,
but,
right. Well,
but who knows?
I mean, it
Whenever
has.
they don't have to do it. That's the problem. They're like,
Right,
so much money
right,
not to
exactly.
make it. Why would we want to do it? So yeah,
I'm excited for the franchise. If we can make a comeback from this, like the fucking horrible way that it came out, I think it's gonna be something special. How much time do we have? Did I meet my quota? Was I able to?
As expected, sir.
All right, awesome. Yes. Anyway, that is all that I've been doing.
Well done, sir. Well done. Way to fill in the gap, if you will.
Thank you.
I'm
pretty sure that I've repeated a lot.
I assist a little bit here and there, just
no, I appreciate you for that because I was ready to start talking about like but I wasn't gonna know what to talk about that.
So
I had nothing.
The price of milk, man, that's ridiculous now, right? God. That'll be something funny. So, all right. So, what have I been playing? I've only been playing one thing. I'm pretty sure I was finishing playing something. And did I finish Tunic last time? Did I say I finished? I don't think I said I finished Tunic. So
no, because right now.
Okay. So, real quick, I finished Tunic now, almost 2 weeks ago. Finished Tunic, and first off, it's an excellent game. Excellent game. Love everything about it. How it delivers the message. How it delivers a story, how it delivers this wonderful sense of discovery.
Mm-hmm.
However, the ending is interesting, albeit a bit short. Like, I guess I wanted just a little bit more, but also I find out afterwards because I looked it up. I was like, all right, well, what are the options? You do that, right? Apparently, it's not the
true ending.
The true ending. Yeah, thank you. I couldn't think of it.
Oh God!
And of course, the true ending requires searching for items that you literally need a guide to find. You know what I mean?
God! You need to get all the Riddler clues.
And so I was just like, yeah, not gonna go back to do that because the thing is, the game ends and there's no continuing in the main story. It takes you back to the beginning. You start over.
Oh shit!
And if I recall briefly, I think you start over pretty much with a lot of the things you have. So maybe it's a faster whatever, but anyway, not going to take away from the journey. The journey was excellent. The game is beautiful, even though it has a very simple. I'm sure you've seen it. It has a very simplistic,
the art style,
art style. You know what I mean? But it is
I noticed that
gorgeously done one and challenging on top of that. That fucking last boss was a bitch. I was just like, holy mother of Skype, the spikes are real. Let's just put it that way. Difficulty spikes are real. But then when you realize, the funny thing is I say that, but then when you realize after, dying 10 times, you go, oh wait, I see the pattern. I see it. You start to whatever. So I'm like, okay, that last one though, had to have been way more than 10. But that's neither here nor there. That could just be me too. I am getting older, and as you get older, gaming gets slower.
Yeah,
Or I get slower at the gaming. Whatever. Anyway, so Tunic, I'm definitely handing that one 4 out of 5.
Nice.
It is so worth the journey on that one.
Cool.
Adam finished it as well, and he absolutely loved it. He was like, "Oh my god, what a gem!" And I was like, "Yes, that's exactly the the reaction I was wanting." So I don't know if
you wish listed. It's still there. That should actually be the next one, because I could use a peppy game like that to try it out. And
it's definitely it's one of those that when you figure out how to do something, you're like, oh my god, this game has layers. So I've never played Breath of the Wild, but everybody always says Breath of the Wild has layers, has these internal systems that just work. You just don't know that they work. You know what I mean? You just have to try it, and it's something it does. Same thing here. You know what I mean? It's just like these you realize that this card does something, you don't know what it does. You go to an area and you go, oh man, I'm just standing out here, I'm getting killed. What's going on? Something has to be in the air. And suddenly that you don't know how to survive through there. And I went through a while trying to survive. Basically it lowers your health to 1. So area. And so I'm like, I guess I just need to man through this. So I'm manning through it with health of 1, dodging and rolling and everything. Not realizing that I had the secret thing, which was a card that had a mask on it. And once you you equip this card, it puts a mask on. And now it's whatever's out there, whatever it is out there is not affecting you. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, okay. You know what I mean? But you don't know, right? Because it's not a mask. It's a card that has a mask on it. It's like, I don't know that's what it's going to do. And anyway, so
that's awesome.
Highly recommend that game. The game I'm playing now is one of my anticipated. I have to say, definitely one of my anticipated. That is A Plague Tale Requiem. This is next gen only, guys. I'm sorry, PlayStation 4. I'm sorry, Xbox One. There are more systems coming. I'm gonna need you to upgrade, but it is on Switch.
It's good that the developers realized that they needed to make it next gen to make sure that the game ran at the proper frame rate of 60, right?
No, sir. Unfortunately, it does not run at 60. It has 2 settings. Yeah, it has 2 settings. So first and foremost, I'm going to get this all because I'm pretty sure that I made a sting somewhere on our group where I was like, I'm not touching Gotham. Is it Gotham? Gotham Knights.
Yes.
Not touching Gotham Knights.
Neither. Man.
And I said that before anything came out because I was just like, yeah, it's WB Montreal. Sorry, guys, I don't trust them. And then it gets announced that thing is at 30 frames per second, locked. Hopefully, I don't know. I think it's locked. There's no 60 frames per second version. Nothing above whatever. And that had me like, yep, should have known. You know what I mean? And then of course the game comes out, and aside from the fact that it's only at 30, it's not doing well with other things. You know what I mean? But anyway, so here comes this game, Plague Requiem. And I don't know for the record. I don't know that it's next gen. It's going to come on PlayStation 5. It's going to come on Xbox Series S, PC. It's got to be 60, right? It's just that's just the thing. That's where we're at, right? We've gotten accustomed to it this generation. That's just the way things are. It's not.
No.
It's not.
No.
Unfortunately, it's not. It is a 30 frames per second locked. Or there's a 40 frames per second mode, which requires some sort of, you have to have a specific refresh rate on your TV or whatever like that. Anyway, that's if you obviously want to have that. And it's if you have your PlayStation 5 set up that way, it'll automatically default to it for you. If not, it'll stay with 30 frames. That said, it is taking performance and frame rate aside. The game is absolutely gorgeous. I'm just like, wow. I am in shock when I see this, and I just look, and then I had to look it up. I said, wait, I know Team Asobo. I mean, these are the guys who did your
Flight
Microsoft Flight
Simulator.
Sim. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Aside from that, what else have they done? Because they should be doing more. Because holy mother of Skype, this
As
thing is
almost,
beautiful, dude.
as almost
Beautiful.
one. They're starting to become one of those, like,
They're gonna get acquired, bro. Someone's gonna acquire them, and his name literally rhymes with Microsoft, and that is going to upset the hell out of me. Not that I want, for the record, not that I want Sony to acquire them. I don't want them to be acquired. Just leave them where they're at. You know what I mean? Just let them be. So anyway, this is through
shit.
Focus Entertainment, for the record, which is why it's on all consoles. It is on Game Pass too. So if you have Game Pass, by all means, jump on that.
Oh,
Um,
nice.
it is. I don't know if it's separate. I don't know if it's different for PC Game Pass, but it is definitely on Game Pass. So I
I
guess you
think
can look into it.
I want to say yes, but I can actually no. Yes, I remember it is, because
Okay,
that's
so
the
there you
reason
go.
why I downloaded the other one,
Yeah. So there
so
you
I
go.
could play it, and I never did, because I was getting ready for this one.
Yeah.
But then I started hearing the performance issues, even on PC. I was like,
Yes, it definitely.
you
And
know,
so I guess here, and I'm not trying to say anything other than Team Asobo is not team from Montreal, no, WB. You know what I'm saying? We're talking
right,
about a much smaller team. Okay, so I'm not saying I should forgive them for this, but there's expectations, right? There's expectations
right,
when it comes behind us. Okay, well, it is a smaller team. Maybe that's why you know what it is. Then you play the game and you just realize, okay, so this is not a bad 30. You know what I mean? It's like
right.
it's running pretty well.
Dirty
Um,
30s, not a dirty 30.
it's not a dirty 30. Yeah, there are occasional hitches that I'm not gonna do that, but it's usually because of the ridiculous amount of rats. So I looked
Oh
into it.
yes.
In the original, which was from last generation, the maximum amount of rats on a screen was 5,000. That number has moved up to 300,000 rats on the screen,
On the screen,
moving
holy,
in waves
that's a
sometimes.
lot of
Yeah,
rats. That might as well be indistinguishable from water.
it is. Oh, and the water effects. Oh my God, bro. The
Oh
last time I
yeah.
felt this good about water effects was the original Bioshock. This puts the original Bioshock's water effect to like, whoa, the leaps and bounds that we have had since then. Not that there haven't been other games between then. I'm just saying when I first saw Bioshock, what struck me was, whoa, look at those water effects that they spent
Uh-huh.
God knows how much time just to get right, you know?
Yeah, right.
And here it appears they've done the same thing. So those are the visuals. Just to say, it's a beautiful looking freaking game. The detail that's on here, dude, it's just it shocks. It just goes. If you start
Mhm.
looking at some of the other teams and just go, what the fuck is wrong with you? These guys are doing it. Why can't you? You know, you guys have infinite money. You know what I mean? So maybe not infinite, but you know what I mean. You guys have deep pockets.
Yes.
It's really an amazing looking game. Now, the story basically picks up. I'm not going to go into details, but basically picks up in the story when the other one ended,
Mm.
literally 6 months after. And so, not much has changed other than things have kind of calmed down. And then, an inciting event occurs, and suddenly the
Mm.
plague is back of rats. And this game is dark.
It's
This game
dark
is dark. It
because he
is.
seemed it seemed almost opposite though.
This game is dark, bro.
Oh
I mean,
shit.
it is one of. I mean, don't get me wrong. We're not talking. Like fucking. I don't know, like Last of Us 2 or something like that. We're not talking that. Although there are moments where it's like, whoa, shit is getting real here. You know what I mean?
Right.
You still play as Amisha, and she's trying to protect her little brother Hugo, who's afflicted with the particular thing. And you're just trying to survive and get to the place to try to figure out how to stop this. And that's all it is. But in along the way, so many things occur that are
Mm.
just like, whoa, man, that's just fucked. You know what I mean? It's like I can't even believe it. Um, it's dark in essence. This is a dark
Wow.
story. And so along with that, there's the voice acting is amazing, and I have to give it to him. It's an amazing voice acting. That includes Hugo, who I have begun to find a little annoying, but in truth, he's playing what has to be an 8-year-old kid
Right.
who. So he's annoying, but he's
It's
annoying to
annoying like an
me
8-year-old kid.
like an 8-year-old kid. Exactly. His sister Amisha is just always heartbroken, dude. Always, because she's always trying to fix things for him, always trying to make sure he's okay. Um, and that's cool at first, but after a while, it just gets like, oh, you know what? He needs to man the fuck up. Amisha, stop it. Let him man up. You know what I mean? That's how it's happening in my head. But she's there like, oh, Hugo, it's gonna be okay. I swear, you gotta believe. It's a lot of that, right? And it's cool, but after a while, it's like, oh, you know. But
Shut the fuck
maybe it's not worth saving him. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there. But no, it's her brother, so you get it. And so the story just kind of continues. If you play the first one, and this is going to be a knock against it. If you play the first one, you're not really seeing much different out of this one, aside from some included elements. Like Amisha is a little bit bold. Like in the first one, she was mostly sneaking. By the way, this is a stealth game. So yeah, keep that in mind. If you're not into stealth games or the whole stealth element, that's you're not. This is not going to suddenly make you one.
Is it bad stealth though? Is it stealth that it's kind of annoying to try to figure out if you're actually hidden?
Trial and error. Stealth. Yes,
never mind.
And it is. There are moments where it enrages me, and I'm just like, son of a bitch. So
nope.
Yeah, that's why I'm mentioning it to you, because it's like,
thank you, because that's a warning sign if I heard one.
Yeah, I'm okay because I do like stealth, but nothing infuriates me more when you have to so she is the main character, and when she say she's 15, all right, and she's dealing with soldiers who are armored and
soldiers,
yeah. So obviously realistic, right? If they get the jump on her for any reason, chances are she's not gonna live much longer than one hit, right? Sure. In here, in the first one, if I remember correctly, it was one hit. You know what I mean? You do not want to get into their way. Here, that gives you sort of an opportunity past that one hit. But the reality is, they're overpowering you. So if they've already found you, and it's 4 of them, you know what I'm saying? Now you're just running for your life. And what infuriates me is there's this almost like the space, like it looks like I should be able to run right past this person, but because their bubble is huge, and I say huge, but it's a big bubble. If you enter any part of that bubble, it goes into the animation that person's attacking you. And it's like, I cannot, I mean, it's like if I was, and again, here I am thinking of games like, sure, I shouldn't be thinking this, but I'm thinking of games like Elden Ring and all this stuff where, those hitboxes are so tight that you can swip right by them. You know what I mean?
Right.
No, the hitbox here is so fucking wide out. It's like, it doesn't even look like they're near me. And then I get caught into the animation of being attacked. And once you're in the animation, unless you have something because there are ways of sort of getting out of it. Unless you have that particular item, which items are hard to come by, you're caught in it. You know what I mean? It's like you either hopefully survive the hit. If you don't, you're starting over. And then worse than that to me is that there are particular moments where you're just in a bottleneck, bro. It's an area where it's going, people are going to be coming in, and this girl who is obviously doesn't have weapons, she has to survive the onslaught of everybody coming in. Now, obviously you figure out the way, you figure out the pattern, you know what I mean? It's okay. 2 people are going to come in through here. I got to take them out quickly. This person's going to come over here. I got to make sure I'm here so I can blow this up next to them. I got to go over here. So, you know what I mean? You start figuring that out, but you figure that out through trial and error. And every time you die, you start.
Error, though. Yeah. That's the part where it disappoints me.
Exactly. And to me, that is, I don't want to say it's inexcusable, because it is a type of game mechanic. You know what I mean? To me, it's maybe a little old school, but it is a type of game mechanic. And it's like, look, I get it. Die here. Then have an internal checkpoint of some sort. But to be at the very last of the person coming in and get killed, and now I have to redo the whole 12 people that are coming in, that
Oh.
is infuriating. And
It's
honestly, where I
combat
left
not it's the combat
and
not rewarding.
combat is very hard. So she has a slingshot, which you have to aim towards the head to kill them, unless they
Oh.
have a helmet. They have a helmet. Now you're like, okay, well, that's not going to work. So you have other things you can use in the arena. Maybe you can put lace the rock with fire so it blows up the thing near them, but they have to be near it because that's not going to work. You have knives, but for whatever reason, knives are one use only because once it's stuck into them, I guess she doesn't have the strength to pull it back out. So it's stuck in there. Yeah. I have gotten
mechanics.
yeah, I have gotten to the point where I have the crossbow. And the moment I got the crossbow, I upgraded that shit as much as possible so that I can get to the point where I can go back and take the arrow out of the person I just killed because arrows are also hard to come by.
Right.
That has made it much simpler. I'm not going to lie. But now I'm at another point. I don't know what chapter it is. I'm towards the end. But it's another one of those bottlenecks where now you're going to be chased by a bunch of fools and I've got 2 arrows. So it's like I'm gonna have to shoot this guy, then run in circles, come back, grab the arrow, shoot this other guy. Some of them have armor, so I have to actually stop. And that's the other thing: the switching between the bow and arrow, the switching between that, the pots or the slingshot. It's like it's all done on the D-pad, but you have to hold down the L2 to get into the motion to pull one out, so that you can start switching it. You can't switch it on the run, and it's like. Oh. That's where the game falls a little apart for me. I still am enjoying it. I'm not saying I'm not, particularly the story. I'm definitely enjoying that, and particularly the visuals because, wow, these guys are good. But it's those game mechanics that are like you needed to go back to the drawing board on this because it's like if you're going to require 5 enemies on the field, each of them require a different version of, like, I need the slingshot for this one, but I also need the crossbow for this one, and I need the pots for this one. I have to be, and oh, by the way, they walk towards me, and I'm running, and for some reason, I can never get enough space away from them. So it's like these are like the Jason of enemies. You know what I mean? Friday the 13th. Jason is always walking, and yet he always fucking catches everybody. Even though they're running, you know what I mean? Yeah. So that is exactly what I'm dealing with, but I have to stop to then switch stuff. It's very convoluted, and that's something that it just I don't want to say it's unforgivable, but it's definitely and again, the first one didn't have a lot of these fighting scenes because she didn't have all these abilities. Now it's okay, let's make her a little
6 months later she is trained
she's exactly
assassin, right?
Exactly. Oh, and she can hit somebody with the rock on that slingshot. And it's not the slingshot that you pull back and whatever, it's the one you spin and then you know what I mean? Like, wow, I don't know how she does that shit, but anyway.
So I have a question. So
yes, sir.
Because you keep evidently you are very pleased with the way the game looks. And I have to ask, does it feel like it needs to really flex the graphical muscle like that? Like it needs to look so good, or do you think if they would have like toned it down a little bit, maybe it could have actually they could have nailed the performance?
Honestly, I think it comes from the rats, and everything I've read is just like, with all those moving pieces on the screen, it's like it's one of those things where, okay, the rats are not always there, but if you let's say, for instance, in the scenes that didn't have it, and you decided to up the whatever, you would notice. I said, like, it would be night and day to drop from 60 to 30, you know what I mean, 60 to 30 on the scenes, whatever. So it would have been like, no, let's go with one that can run it. Go with the one that can run it with everything. So that said, I look at it and go, do we need 300,000 rats? I'm going to sit there and individually count them? You know what I mean? No, I'm not going to do that. 5,000 looked like a lot in the original. You know what I mean? So like, it looked like a lot then, but it's a little stunning to see it. The just the movement. Oh, and the freaking controller, when you have them all about, the controller's going, you know what I mean? It's like you hear it on the controller. I was like, that shit is fucking creepy because I don't care for rats, but to see them there and they have the eyes are, reflecting, and you got to see it in like, just take a quick peek of a video or something like that.
Yeah.
And it's just like, and then imagine your controller, it's not rumbling. It just feels like the controller is scratching. Like something's inside the controller trying to scratch coming out. And it's like, oh, that's right there.
That's disconcerting.
It's tense. Yeah, it's
that's
tense.
awesome.
So I'm saying little things like that. It's like, oh, and then the mystery behind everything, that's as far as where did this plague come from? It's based on the Black Plague, obviously, but it's not, I don't know. It's one of those things where I'm pretty sure it has to do more with the rats. And it was just one of those things where it's like, we need to have the medium. You know what I mean? The lowest common denominator, right? We can't have half the game when you don't have rats look at 60 frames and the other half when the rats come out, drop to 30, because you're going to notice that. You're going to go, whoa, something happened here. So I get why they did that. I don't know. I maybe have less, because it just visually looks really, really good, bro.
Yeah,
it just looks really good. I posted some pictures on Instagram. You want to just take a look and on our GG Instagram, by the way, and just those pictures don't do it justice, because it's to see it in motion that makes it go, whoa,
that's incredible. You know what I mean? It doesn't sound like things that will make sense when you say to see it in motion. Well, we're still talking about 30 frame per second performance. It is 30 frames which is not to say that is like garbagey, obviously, but true. Doesn't. There was a time
that I, as a console gamer, was completely fine with it being at 30 frames. Hello, the first Last of Us, I played it originally. It was in 30 frames. You know what I'm saying? And it was a beautifully ugly game. You know what I mean? And with everything that it had with it. But this is, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know. I get what they were doing. I don't know if they're going to patch it in any way. I assume they will. You know, I assume it will have its performance thing, but it's not bad. You know what I'm saying? It's not. And again, there is one guy I was listening to on a video where he was just like, not every 30 frames is the same. You know, you have your really ugly 30 frames where it feels like 30 frames. And the other ones that they do some little thing here and there where it tries to smooth it out a little bit for you, know. And I don't know if that's what they're doing here, but as I was playing it originally, like in the beginning, before things started getting crazy, I was like, man, this is good, man. And it wasn't until I was like, oh, okay, wait, things are looking a little okay. And then I looked into it, and that's what I was like, oh, okay, so it is at 30. And I don't know. Honestly, I don't know if I have my thing set to 30 or if it's picked up on the 40. I never even looked. I just went in and again, I just assumed really it's this generation. It should be a 60.
Yeah.
So I didn't try to look for anything like that. And but yeah, man, it's an interesting game. I am a little disappointed again with some of the mechanics, because again, they can be infuriating. But I love some of the other moments where you're figuring out puzzles, particularly with the puzzles based with all the fucking rats. You got to light fire because the rats do not like fire, and every time you'll throw a thing over here that it lights up a fire, and they just kind of wave away from the fire. You know what I mean? And you have different things that you can get around them. I'm having some fun with this. I was getting a little bit. It's a little long in the tooth. I will say that. It's one of those things like, okay, we should be done by now. You know, it's like
what's done for you though. Like
it's just it's like, okay, so the story's still going. And let me tell you, I look at this and just go, any other girl and boy would be dead at least 300 times before this, because there's just no way. You know what I mean? So and then every new chapter opens up like, oh my God, this is still going. We're still going.
Wow.
Okay. So that's what I mean. It's a little long in the tooth. I said the same thing about Last of Us 2, where I love Last of Us 2, but it's long. It may not be so long now if I try to play it again, so I know where to go. But the first time, I mean, it would take me 25, maybe 30 hours to beat it the first time. You know, it's like, this is a little long, you know? I don't know what my time is here, but if I had to guess, I'd say I'm at already 10, maybe 12 hours. And I don't know how many chapters I have left, but the story still has some meat to it. You know what I mean? So I'm like, I guess we still got some, you know.
So it feels like the type of game that they should be wrapping up by now, but yeah, it's still going.
But it's still going. So, so anyway, No score yet on that, but that's what I've been playing. I recommend it if you like the first one, if you like stealth games, if you're okay, or maybe you're faster than I am, or know how to figure out how to move between weapons, and it doesn't frustrate me, or you don't care. Maybe these things don't frustrate you, but they frustrate me. You know what I mean? So I don't know if I don't know. I don't want to give it a score. I'll just leave it at that. But
not yet.
I have watched a few things. Actually, I've watched many a thing. So I'm gonna try to get through this
Many
quickly. So I don't many a thing. First off, I've seen Top Gun Maverick already 3 times in the last 2 weeks. Just throwing that out.
Shit!
Because that movie is
I don't know how you can. That's amazing.
Ridiculously good. It has no business being as fun as that movie is, and that is a movie. That's not a film. That is like you want the epitome of a great movie. There you go, Top Gun Maverick. There you go, you know what I mean? That's the one.
There's no philosophical the movie that we didn't think we needed.
Yeah. I think we were pretty adamant that we didn't need it. You know, it's like no one's asking for this shit. You know, and lo and behold, now I'm like, oh yeah. Now the first Top Gun doesn't even live up to this in many ways. You know, it's just like how did that happen? How does the Lego sequel outdo its you know, the thing that gave birth to it? So anyway, so that's just Top Gun. I'm not going to go into that, but I did see a couple movies that I think you would be interested in, sir.
Okay.
Make sure I share these with you. First and foremost, I saw Kate, which is a Netflix joint, and I think I did reach out or maybe send a picture. It's like, you know what, this is David.
Yeah, you might have mentioned that because I do remember that.
Yeah. It stars Mary Elizabeth Winstead. And you may know her. I don't know if you know her by name, but you may know her as oh my God, what was her name? She was in Scott Pilgrim, the girlfriend that he wants to win over. Fuck, what was her name? I'm looking it up because
I can't.
Mary Elizabeth Ramona Flowers.
Ramona Flowers. There you go. Thank you.
So that's who's playing the main character.
This sounds like I might have seen this.
Oh,
I might. Really? I said I might have seen. It sounds familiar, especially when you mentioned who she was.
Okay, well, she's an assassin who becomes. She essentially is assigned to take out someone within the not the cartel, the fucking yakuza in And this is in Japan, or at least it's supposed to be Japan. It looks like Japan, but I don't know if it's supposed to be. Anyway, something happens, and she ends up getting poisoned. And the poison that she ends up getting, there's nothing that she can do. So the film becomes about getting vengeance before she goes. And so this is in the trailer. It's not a spoiler. Woody Harrelson is also in it. I think that's another face you would recognize. And this movie received like some really low scores. Let me see what Rotten Tomatoes has it at, because I had it on my list, and then I saw, the reviews, and I was just like, okay, maybe I don't want to invest time in it. I mean, it's only an hour and 46 minutes, so it's not like you're going long on this. Maybe I don't want to waste time on it. What the hell? And then Ed was here, and he wanted to see a movie, and I was like, well, fuck it, let's throw this on him. I don't have to pay attention to it, and he'll be entertained. Here we go. 46% Rotten Tomato, 51% audience score. So I was like, this is probably not gonna be good. You know what I mean? And bro, this thing's a lot of fun. I was like, hey, I mean, don't get me wrong. You're going to see the strengths. In the sense that nothing's going to shock you here. You know what I mean? Right. This isn't a reinventing the assassin movie or anything like that. But it is a lot of fun, and it looks and feels visceral, and she's fighting and getting hurt. And it's like, whoa, did they hurt Mary Elizabeth? Oh, now lawsuits are happening here. But it's actually a lot of fun, bro. And I honestly, if you have not, because it sounds like you're not entirely sure, I would recommend this one.
It just sounds so familiar. Like everything you're describing sounds like, yes, I've seen it, but at the same time, yes, but it might have been a forgettable experience, and that's the reason why I hesitated.
It could have been, yeah. It could, and don't get me wrong, solid 3. Solid 3. This is not reinventing the wheel, but it was. I would almost give it a 3.5, just maybe because my expectations were so low going into it. You know what I mean? Just like that could be
Yeah,
it as
you
well.
ended up enjoying it more than you
Yeah,
expected.
yeah, exactly.
Could be
But
possible. Yeah.
if you haven't, check out the trailer. I
Mm-hmm.
assume the trailer will illuminate something in your memory to go,
Probably,
oh yes, I
yeah.
did see that. You know, but if it
Probably.
didn't, then I would definitely say check it out. Solid 3.0. It's action, it's crime, it's good shit. The next one I saw, this was one of our trailer of the weeks, or at least a nominee. It was Emily the Criminal. I don't know if you remember that one.
I remember us
The
deliberating.
trailer, yeah.
Yeah.
So maybe it wasn't, but I don't remember. But I did see it, and dude, this is a good one. This is a good one.
This is a good one.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. She. So this is a story of obviously Emily, and obviously she becomes a criminal if it's not already
Oh,
obvious.
then
Yeah,
the title spoiled it.
yeah, exactly. So she obviously she has like she's down. She's trying to do her thing and trying to get a job. She's trying to do whatever. Somewhere along the line, she finds a way of making money. It's not the most legal way of doing it. Gets
Mhm.
mixed in with a bunch of folks, and hilarity ensues. No, things get serious. And so she, as someone who's can easily be one of us, if we had life take a turn in a certain way, you know what I mean? And you just need money, and she's working as a caterer, and you're doing all this stuff, anything she can do to make money. Found an interesting way of doing it, made money quick, got to know the folks, and she
Yeah.
has this brilliant mind that you can tell that she's just brilliant in that way, and then yeah, she really goes all in, and it doesn't get to the point. We're not talking, she's part of the cartel now. No, it doesn't go that
Right.
far. We're talking about small criminals, and she becomes intertwined with them. But then
Right.
has to look for ways to survive getting past it. And it's good stuff,
Nice.
man. It's good stuff. I can definitely. Audrey Plaza is the main character playing Emily. Theo Rossi, you may know him by face, but he's a pretty cool
Mm.
character. He's a pretty good actor and interesting character here. Bro, this is a 3.5 easily. I really enjoyed this
Nice.
one. I think it was really good.
Okay.
And solid. Also quick, not quick in the sense it means an hour and 37 minutes. So again, you get the meat, without too much of the bone. You know what I'm saying?
Nice.
And so that's good stuff.
That
Um,
is good stuff.
the penultimate movie that I saw was Hustle. This is another Netflix joint, and it is with Adam Sandler. Also starring
Oh,
Queen Latifah.
interesting.
I know. You, who has just went to your first Magic game, may actually appreciate this one now.
Okay.
He is Adam Sandler plays a basketball scout. And he is just depressed with his life because he spends all his time on the road looking for that next Michael Jordan, if you will, but across the
Uh,
world, right? Because so many international players come in now to the NBA. It's
mhm.
not just about those here in America. So it's his job to find the next phenom. And so his wife, he plays is played by Queen Latifah, and they
Mhm.
don't get to see each other much. And then one day he discovers a street baller in Spain and is just blown away about with this kid. He's like, "Holy shit, this is going to be the next Michael Jordan." You know what I mean? And so it becomes, how do I get him to? Oh, I think he's also a scout for whoever the Philadelphia team is. Is it the Phillies? I think
The-
it's the Phillies. Yeah, right. The
sure.
Sixers. The Sixers. Yeah, Philadelphia Sixers. That's
Okay.
the Philadelphia basketball team. And so he is the scout for them, and so it's all about him bringing it back. And this is definitely it plays with this as well, and I'm sure it's on purpose because it kind of knows it. This is basically your sort of Rocky story, but in the basketball world, and obviously
Okay.
with someone coming from Spain. And bro, this was a lot of fun. This was a lot.
Really?
This is a 4 out of
Adam
5 right here,
Sandler.
bro. Yeah. Well, yeah, because he's not doing his normal stupid
Always
movie. Yeah,
Adam
this is not a
Sandler.
stupid movie. Yeah, this is
Right.
this is a much more serious, down to earth, well acted film. You know what I mean? I was like, oh man,
Okay.
I'm
See, you
I'm
can
kind
do
of,
it.
yeah. Oh, I know he could do it. Put his mind to it. Shit. But he also enjoys the dumb shit, and that's what are you gonna do
Yes.
from that? But so that's Hustle. This is also a Netflix joint, so you can actually it's one of theirs. You can see it at any
Okay.
point. And it was good enough that I started it without my wife, and she came in about 40 minutes in, And then not one of hers. So that's why I started, because she left to do something. And so she came in, and at some point she goes, "Do you mind pausing?" Because she had to go with her. It's like, you like it, don't you? You want to see what's
We're
happening.
gonna have
Okay.
to add it.
So yeah. So that one's a cool one as well. And then, of course, I'm gonna finish here with the mighty of them all. A little indie title from WB. What is WB's independent studio? They have one in their own. I don't know what it is, but whatever that is, that's where this is from. A little title called Black Adam.
Fucking hell, I was gonna joke around. I swear, I was gonna mention it. I was gonna say it. And I didn't, because I was like, no, it's just gonna find the joke too stupid. God damn it.
Fucking Black Adam, sir. Black Adam. What can I say?
Black Adam. Yes, can you please tell me, what can you say about Black Adam, please?
So first off, I was excited to see it. Okay. Oh, and
All
I took myself. By the way, Nick just had his birthday, and that's why I took him to go see it. So,
oh, nice! Happy birthday, Megan.
Yeah, 24, bro. Fuck, does the time go?
Yeah.
So I was looking forward to this because, and this is, I should have known, fucking known, because the same thing said when Batman vs Superman came out. Not saying. For the record, I'm not saying this is as bad as Batman Superman. I'm just saying, I remember when that came out, there were early stuff talking, and how, the early previews had the executives in tears for this film. And I was just like, really? No, get out of here. All right. Well, we gotta. And then, of course, we know what happened with Batman vs Superman. So,
yes, it was epic.
So, yeah. So, so this one had, early rumblings like, oh, this is the film that the DCEU can turn around the DCU and they can build upon. And I'm like, oh, okay, all right, okay, it's The Rock, and I know he's a little played out, all right, but all right, let's get in this. Well, let's go. And I went up to Nick and said, hey man, you have any interest in seeing it? He goes, yeah, sure. I'm like, all right, well, let's do it. And yeah, no, this ain't turning around the ship, bro. This is basically the ship still going the same direction it's been going.
Oh no! Oh no! What happened? It seemed like it seemed like it had some opportunity.
I mean, yes, it does, and it does have its good items. First of all, visually, this is right up there. Zack Snyder worthy visuals. I'm not even kidding. Nice. Okay, and we all know this. Say what you want about Zack Snyder. Visually, this dude knows how to make a fucking movie pop.
Yeah.
And so this one too. This one has that just wonderful, even maybe a little use of slow motion when you shouldn't use slow motion, but I think it's more purposeful here. Not that it overdoes either. I'm just saying when it does the slow motion, the first thing I thought, oh my god, they're doing Zack Snyder. But then when you see what they're doing, it's like, oh, I see why they're you know what I mean? And it just makes sense. So visually, this is a stunner. Really gorgeous looking film when it comes to, like, it really, I look at it and just go, damn, Marvel, you step up your fucking game. These guys they may not have the best movies, but they can fucking present some shit here. At least I don't go, well, that looked horrible. You know what I mean? I like what happened, but it still looked, cheap. No, these guys are this movie has that. It's, I don't know if it's the story, you know what I mean? It's so Black Adam, for the record, is I won't spoil anything, but basically he's from the sort of the Egyptian times, and got bestowed with power, very similar to Shazam.
I was gonna say, yeah.
If you didn't realize just by looking at him, he is part of that particular universe. Yeah. And so, and he becomes freed in from a tomb in nowadays. And this takes place in I don't know if it's a real city. I'm going to assume it's a fake city, but it's some place that looks very Middle Eastern. Combat or something like that is the name of the place. And they are currently military controlled and all this stuff. And there's a little bit of that in there where they kind of want to put in how a little commentary, like, oh, how these countries have to deal with not just their corrupt leaders, but the oppression of the occupied force that's there, and all that stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And here comes Black Adam, and he's, he is of our people, and blah 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 blah. The whole thing. So that's the gist. Where it loses me is this is Dwayne Johnson really not doing a lot. And there, you can tell there was a mention that there was a rated R version. You can tell. You can tell there's a rated R. As a matter of fact, I'm shocked this one isn't rated R. It's he has no problem. He's not Batman or Superman. You know what I mean? Right. He's like, no, this is, I need to just kill. And so some of the messaging there is a little bit odd. I don't know what their point was. Some other heroes come in that are connected to something else. I won't spoil it, but basically some other people come in. These are, I've never heard of them. Nick has, because he's obviously familiar with the comics. I have never heard any one of these, and I'm just like, wow, I've heard of C-listers, but guys, is there such a thing as a T-lister? Because I've never heard of your asses. You know what I'm saying? It's like, and it just looks and feels that way.
This is starting to feel like a generic man, and
I mean, bro, and then I don't understand some of the abilities. You know what I mean? Okay, so you have the ability to do this, but you also can do that. And you also could. So what exactly are you? You know what I mean? Because I don't understand. And so
I am random, man.
Yeah. And so anyway,
my powers change daily.
Yeah. That's honestly, yeah. There's some familiar faces. Pierce Brosnan is in it, and he plays one of the heroes that are part of the Justice Society. And there was someone's commentary. So I'm not going to use this as my own, but I immediately agreed when I read it. It was, this feels like the movie should have been named Justice Society, featuring Black Adam. And it's like, oh yeah. But even then, as much as truthful as that statement is, at some point you just go, yeah, but then you have this. It's just, again, you don't know what the message, where were we going with all this?
Right.
And then it really goes, and of course it has the light in the sky moment. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, all right, of course we gotta have that. You know what I mean? So
does it feel like this ended up being the oh my god, what is the Mobius of DC?
I haven't seen that, so I can't say.
Not like that.
Yeah, I haven't seen that, so I don't know. It's definitely not.
I just see the memes, so it's Morbin time.
Oh yeah, it is definitely. It's definitely not bad. It's just not well thought out, and and if you just want to unplug and have some action and see some heroes go at it, you're just gonna enjoy this. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Yeah. It has this weird humor. Obviously it has its fish out of water, with Black Adam being from 5,000 years ago, trying to figure out what to do in today's time with cell phones and all that good stuff. Yeah. And so you have those weird moments. But outside of that, it is very I don't want to say unfinished, because I mean, it's a very well made when it comes to visuals, but it's just, I just don't know where they were going with it. I don't know how this is supposed to connect anything, and I don't know. It left me rating it a 2, so 2 out of 5 on this one.
Oh shit! Yeah, so, that's rough.
It's not as bad as Batman or Superman or the original Justice League, because those are both clearly ones in my book. But yeah, it's definitely a step up, I guess, if you want to look at that.
It's not the comeback that we were hoping for.
To me, because 87% on Rotten Tomatoes from audiences. I mean, clearly audiences are loving it, but then again, it's The Rock. Everybody fucking loves The Rock. You know what I mean? So,
right.
So yeah, so that's where I stand with that one, and I don't know. I can't. I mean, I guess I would if you're interested in a night out with with the missus, then sure, why not? But chances are it's coming to HBO Max, so just wait.
Yeah, I
You know
might
what
as
I
well at
mean?
that point.
Just wait for it and check it out then,
Just wait
and
for
then let
it.
me know. But anyway, that, ladies and gentlemen, is all. Ladies and gentlemen, we are back, and it is now time for our. We got to do the sultry like trailer
of the
week. Yes.
Yeah.
Guys, I'm going to be honest. I don't know if we have a trailer of the week, but we're going to
The
talk about it
trailer
anyway.
of the week is Oppenheimer. That movie. There you go. We're skipping past everything. We're not talking about anything else.
Yeah, I
It
agree.
is Oppenheimer.
Yep, it is Oppenheimer. I agree.
Yes.
If you haven't seen the trailer, rewind back a few episodes. I'm pretty sure we had it back then as our trailer. So the trailers that we had to look at in, I'm not going to say trailer of the week. The trailers we had to not had to review, but the ones the ones we just saw 2 minutes ago. Okay. First was Antman and the Wasp, Quantumania, which is a movie. Let's be real.
Which is a movie.
It's a fucking movie.
Quantumania is a movie. Confirmed.
Sir, I don't want to talk about the other one, but Quantumania is. So I posted this into the group and saying, I really don't know what they're selling here. You know, just like I don't know what am I supposed to be excited for here.
I think it's, I think well yes, yeah, obviously Kang. He's I mean the way that it's been sold to me, and the way that with the way that these faces have all these movies have come out, like who the fuck knows at this point? Because I don't think Disney even have an idea or a plan on having the next metaverse series of trying to do the same thing that they did with the fucking Infinity Stone, right? That's what they ultimately are hoping to do.
Yeah, and like it, whether we like it or not, whether we see it or not, because the whole deal is they're not the tracks are not being laid as clearly as they were in the first three phases, where it's like you can clearly see where this is headed.
Yeah,
the tracks here are in the background, and if you really kind of look, you go, "Oh, I see," because this will be the new Avengers or the Young Avengers. I'm trying to remember the. I don't know the Avengers that are not the Avengers we know. I want to say it's the Young Avengers, which in this trailer you see the daughter of Ant-Man. She is one of the Young Avengers, and we've already seen several others who have been introduced. We know of one that's going to be introduced in the Wakanda Forever movie. So they're laying the groundwork there, but it doesn't feel as clear, and the characters just aren't as interesting as the only one I think I was on board with was oh my god, the show with Hawkeye.
I haven't seen it. So
okay,
you mean the girl that was there?
The girl that was there
with him,
which I want to say she becomes also Hawkeye. So that's probably where it comes. That's why I'm I'm looking for a name, and it's probably not even there. It's like, oh, she's just Hawkeye. Anyway, the point is her character was like, okay, I kind of like that. You saw the movie. Oh my god. Black Widow movie, her sister, Black Widow's sister, she's another one who becomes part of that group. So it's like all these things. Oh, the one who was the new Captain America, and then he, before in Falcon and Winter Soldier, not Falcon, the other guy becomes part of that team. It's just like or maybe he's part of something else. Anyway, the point is, it's too foggy. It's just too foggy, and there's too much happening. Now we're in the quantum verse. Or quantum realm, or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah.
And that's where he's running shit. So when spoilers for Loki, 5 seconds more. When Loki killed, the Kang in his show, that Kang, that variant of Kang,
Mm,
how did that lead to the guy who's in this universe clearly running stuff? You know what I mean?
mm,
Dude, the lines look impossible to put together. So I did a thing. I went to YouTube, right? Because YouTube has
uh-huh.
all the answers, right? So I went there and said, please, how to explain to me this trailer. And I found this guy that I've used before. And I'm like, I don't know why I didn't just start with this guy, but found him and he went in depth into all the little things that are on there. And let me tell you, I walked out of there like, no one's going to know what the fuck
Oh.
is happening because there's no way, unless you are all in it like he is, there's just no
Uh-huh.
way. There's just no way.
Does it
And I
feel
think it's
like
already falling apart. That's why Love and Thunder didn't even light things up.
dude, no, was there anything from Love and Thunder that he mentioned that was like a little bit related in any way?
To this, no, 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 no.
Because some of these movies of these phases are like, dude, what the fuck was the point of
It's a
presenting
sunset.
this?
It's a sunset. It's like, okay, we need to sunset these
Okay,
characters.
well, that's fine. But where the hell does the Celestial comes in this?
Oh,
Oh, oh,
that was supposed to be something more.
and
And
now
they
they're gonna
figured out,
face it out.
okay, yeah, we fucked that up. Let's not even go back there.
It's not even.
Yeah, yeah.
And what about Shang-Chi? What happened to him?
Shang-Chi, I think, is going to be part of New Avengers.
Okay, all right. Well, he better go because we haven't heard absolutely squat shit about
No,
him.
we have not.
And
And
that
to be
movie
fair,
was
that
a
was
little bit the most decent one of.
correct. But that one also had lots of CG. And let me tell you,
Right.
that's all we see here,
Oh
right?
yeah,
Okay,
that's the quantum.
outside of the room that they were in before they got sucked into the quantum realm,
Mhm.
everything else is a CG world.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, oh my God. Okay,
No,
so
it's gonna
this
be the
entire
old
film,
days.
yeah, George
The old
Lucas. This is
days of
what George Lucas
having.
did.
Yeah, the times of having the Civil War, not Civil War, but well, actually, a little bit of a sense, even Civil War was that. But the time of having the Winter Soldier
Oh yeah.
level of like grounded movies like that, the Iron Man, like all that shit is gone. All that shit is done. None of these heroes are that at all. All of these heroes need to be now super cosmic as shit, super CG, everything. I mean, it seems like they're a little bit more grounded. It seems like it might be Wakanda forever, if that. You know,
Yeah, I mean, that's about the only one that we can. I mean, it's the most grounded of everything we've seen. I mean,
but if you look at the trailer and it looks
And
also
multiverse.
a little crazy
It
as
does,
well.
but the fields still look like, okay, well, maybe they're outside. Maybe they're not, dude. I mean, that's the other thing. Is like people don't even shoot on location anymore.
Right.
So
Yeah.
what you think looks like it's outside, it may not even be outside.
Right.
It's just
Right.
like, because they don't remember, we had this discussion, like it costs money to bring an entire film crew and people out and then you're at the mercy of the elements, right? It's like, oh, it's a beautiful
Yeah.
day until half the day later it's not, you know what I mean?
Storm,
And lighting is, so I don't know, bro. It's become too much, man. It's just, and I'm not trying to sit here and shit on Marvel, but yeah, I am shitting a little bit of Marvel because it's like this leads me to the next freaking trailer where I can't eat. So to be fair, it's not unheard of. I did hear about this. Like if you look at Phase 4, yes, Guardians of the Galaxy Holiday Special is listed in there. I thought it was a fucking call-in telethon or some shit. I was like, oh, okay, that'll be the actors, doing something for the, I don't know, for some
telethon. like we have many of those still.
I mean, sure, we don't have that anymore. But I'm just saying, I didn't know it was this.
Operators are standing by to receive your donations.
Bro, I
How
am
are things looking, Gamora?
so disgusted by this. I didn't see this beforehand, and the first thing I thought of was, the Star Wars droid holiday special.
Yes.
Where it had the droid or Ewoks, or I don't remember what it was, but it was the detail. I was just like, oh my God. This is
just
where we're going through it again. It's a circle of fucking life. Oh my God.
it looks like it looks like a very disrespectful way to bring, characters that, I mean, whatever you think about Guardians of the Galaxy, I still think that there's only one good movie there, but I didn't mind that there, I think I think I was okay with the third one. Anyway,
The third one.
wait, the third one? No,
The second one. Yeah.
the second one. The first, yeah, I think at the end I just learned to like, okay, I see where they're going. This is not fantastic, but also it's not as shit as I remember it in my head. Or maybe I need to watch it a third time to realize, oh yeah, actually it is. But but still, the idea of those characters, like I like the idea of those characters, the way that they were presented on the first movie, and I was hoping that a third appearance of them, that it was not like in the Avengers or whatever, was gonna go back to it. But I was at the same time.
I was gonna say, for the record, there is a volume 3 still coming.
Right.
But yeah. This is not.
But I'm afraid of what that's gonna look like after looking at Thor. The last Thor, like, dear God, like I don't want to watch a third of anything that goes like, if they have characters that are meant to be silly, then they're just gonna make them fucking ridiculous like they did in Thor, and that'll be the end of it. That's why in this movie, watching the trailer of Quantumania, which by the way, I did not like the trailer. I did not like the trailer. Now, I'm kind of, I'm also not a big fan of like the super cosmic shit that they're going through, but being that we know that that's the only way that they're going, I like the fact that it finally feels like this character might be getting a little bit more respect than what he got on the first two Antman movies. And it looks like this might actually be the opener towards the more direct path of like this is where they seem to be introducing Kang, right? And if I'm assuming
film debut.
Right, exactly. Yeah, right. Because the other thing was Loki and whatever that was. But so it looks like they're giving it like a front and center. Also, it looked like it could be something interesting. I am curious. I'm not gonna jump like it doesn't. The trailer that I saw didn't give me the impression that they were just gonna make a joke out of this character again. Mm-hmm. Sure, it has a little quip about, thank you, Spider-Man. Like, that's okay because it's expected. Because I don't want Antman to suddenly turn into a serious movie. But I also don't want it to be like the fucking joke that it was, where you got the guy planning the heist again. And like I don't need that shit. Make this character be someone a little bit more important in this universe, because evidently if we go by what I've known about the comics, I mean, isn't he one of the founding Avengers? Like, he should be given a little bit more respect.
Yeah. I guess the hero is the founding member, because Hank Pym was the original Ant-Man, not Paul Rudd's character.
Right. That's true. Hank Pym was already, yeah, that's right.
So, but yeah, it's I'm not going to talk anymore about the holiday special.
No, fuck that holiday. I don't. I can completely. As you can notice, I decided to completely ignore it.
Yeah, you completely ignore it, like it doesn't exist, even though it does. But no, I agree. I was not impressed with the trailer, and when I posted it, I even said, I was like, I don't know what I'm supposed to be excited about here. Some people are like, "Oh, this is the connecting thing to Loki," and blah blah blah. I was like, yeah, but did you like Loki? Because
let's be real.
Yeah, there's a Loki season 2, so I'm like, okay, so where are we going from there? It's like, again, the pieces are becoming way too separated, way too many, and this is just so. And the sad part, here's the sad part. I say all this, I'm fucking watch it. I won't see it in the theater, but yeah,
I watch it on Disney Plus. Yeah, I mean,
I did the same thing. Love and Thunder. It's like, yeah, I'll watch it. I'll come to it, and that's how they get you. That's the whole deal. It's like, at this point, it's like I'm invested, And it's become this thing where I'm like, how do I get out of this thing? How do I get out of this train? You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because it's gotten to that point, and I, yeah, I'm not. And don't get me wrong, man. The actor who plays Kang, he's a very good actor.
Yeah.
Obviously, Paul Rudd is awesome. Obviously, everybody who's involved is awesome. But I think
Yeah.
these are all they're too loud. It's the only thing I can
Mm,
think of. It's all noise and no substance. You know what I mean? And
yeah.
that's what I'm especially. This was a perfect example. My problem with Mouth of Mad, not Mouth of Madness, whatever the thing, the Doctor Strange thing,
Oh,
um,
the multiverse of
Multiverse of
madness.
Madness. Thank you. My problem with Multiverse of Madness was it again. It had that moment where it was just loud, and it had good moments as
Mm,
well. You know what I
yeah.
mean? So I'm not taking that away from it.
I didn't
But
hate that more. I enjoyed
no,
it.
I know you enjoyed it more than I did.
Yeah,
But I
I
did.
did.
I left it like, oh, okay. So I see where we're going with this. This one just seems all
Yeah.
noise, and I'm
Mm.
just like, I can't with it, man. And I don't know, man. I may start filtering out and really just bringing in a lot of smaller titles to our to our trailer of the week, man. Because I'm just like, I don't know, man. I don't know,
I
but
mean, yeah. The thing, the problem is this whole thing is designed to make sure that you don't miss any. If you want to continue learning how what's happening, you have to watch those holiday specials. You have to watch those. I mean, shit, wasn't the Hawkeye a holiday special?
no, but I know what you mean. It
It
took place.
was.
It
I
took
mean,
place
it kind of
during.
was,
Yeah, it took
but
place
it wasn't
during
to the
the.
silliness of like this. Like, oh, let's visit the spirit of Christmas or whatever the fuck
Yeah,
this is going.
yeah,
This is doing. It was not that, but it was still something that was meant to be.
yeah. But it's. I have been like there for me. The anchor has sort of dropped.
Mm,
Love and Thunder is the last thing I saw, but it's not the last show I saw, and I am
mm,
struggling to move on in that front. You know what I mean? And
yeah,
it's gonna get more difficult when these other films come on. Maybe I just go, nope, I don't want to see it. And then
so
before you know
sad.
it, there's so many gaps that I might just jump off. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, I guess if I ever want to revisit, I have the Infinity Saga because
Yeah,
it's complete as
with
far as I'm concerned. You know,
the good ones. Yeah,
so
you know what's sad? They and they have characters. Oh, they have at least the one that I can recall nailed it. I friggin' enjoy this series. Fucking Moonlight. Moonlight was it?
Moon Knight,
Moon
yeah,
Knight. Moon
yeah,
Knight. That series was great. That series
yeah,
was
yeah,
very enjoyable.
yeah.
I
It's supposed
really
to be
liked
one of
that
those.
character. I like what they did. It was not overexerting itself. Of course, it's a series, so that they have a budget, but
It
still,
still had some cringy moments,
it
which
still
I
has
will
some
still,
cringy.
yeah,
Yes, oh, absolutely, absolutely. But this was a character that I ended up enjoying, and that I kind of wish that they will make the appearance, maybe a cameo. I don't know, something,
I don't know where he
something.
would pop up. He
No,
may either pop up as one of the Thunderbolts. I don't think he's going to be a Young Avenger. He just doesn't fit with the Young Avengers. You know what I mean? He
right,
fits
right.
more with the Thunderbolts. So I don't know, bro. I don't
I
know.
don't know.
But I'm just not excited. I'm not excited. And then after,
Yeah,
and not like it's not like the other end of the pond with fucking DCU's doing anything better.
no, exactly.
You
That's
know
the
what I mean?
problem. We don't have anything.
Yeah.
I think the
I
era of
think
heroes is
yeah, it's
done
coming
and
to an
gone.
end. Yeah, I think it's coming to an end, at least for me.
Oh, I think it's gone ever since. I think it's been done. We don't live that age of heroes anymore.
Yeah,
Like these
yeah,
movies are still coming. That they feel like zombies.
yeah.
you
I agree.
know,
I agree.
shambling walkers or whatever.
So, ladies and gentlemen, our trailer of the week
By default.
by default is Quantum Mania. And I
Yes.
know we probably bummed you out in that fucking trailer, but
Also, Disney, please stop using Elton John's excellent songs for your shitty trailers.
yeah,
It's
agreed. Agreed.
becoming annoying already.
Yeah. A couple of news bits before we get into our hot topic, guys. We have some free games for the month of November. I was gonna say October. I'm like, wait a minute.
Ooh,
It's yeah.
November.
First and foremost, Xbox Games with Gold titles have been announced. We have two Praetorians HD remaster available from November 1st through the 30th, and then Dead End Job from the 16th of November to December 15th. I don't know either of these two, but yeah, slowly
They're
but
free. There
surely they
you
are
go.
moving away from even caring about Games of Gold. Just
No.
uh,
Which is okay. Was now that Sony has a Game Pass, they're kind of starting to go into the same route with their PSN offerings.
True. So let's take a look. Let's take a look and see what they have. For November monthly games, we have 3 for PlayStation. For PlayStation 4, the Lego Harry Potter collections.
Yeah,
For both
something.
PlayStation 5 and PlayStation 4, we have Heavenly Bodies, which is a little indie title I was actually keeping an eye on. It's cool to know it's there, and Neo 2. Also coming to the console. This will be available on Tuesday, November 1st. What do you think, sir?
Now, question, because that's kind of amazing. Is this PSN or is this their? Or are you talking about
This is the
their Game
essential.
Pass?
This is the same one everyone has. It's the essential.
Okay, so
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
so this is
This is
okay.
the
This is a
3 that
PSN.
you get. Yeah, yeah.
All right. Okay. So then you know what? I take it back. They nailed it because Neo 2 is that's a great to get for free. And I don't know about the other one, but the other one you said it's an indie title that you were expecting. So
I
there
was had my eye on, but to see it's here, I'm like, okay, cool. I'll tag it
you can
and
grab it
eventually
exactly.
get around to it. Yeah, yeah.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Then I take it back. Then Microsoft is the only one that they're like, oh, we have Game Pass, so
Yeah.
we're gonna offer you shit for gold.
Yeah, I'm thinking of because I do occasionally I tend to bring up the extras and premium stuff, but
Mm.
the list tends to be a little bit longer, and I really just stick to the ones that the hits. I'm go, oh, hey, if you have this, you can get this.
Yeah.
And I might do the same thing with Game Pass because Game Pass also has rotating games in and out, and just to be fair, because Games with Gold is, I mean,
Yeah, Games of Goals. It's
is
like,
not.
what the
Yeah, I
hell,
don't know
man?
what
What
they're
was the
doing.
last good game that you offered there? It just seems like you're just grabbing bargain bin bullshit and
I
putting it.
agree. I mean, I don't know what Praetorian and to be fair, these maybe actually be good games, but I just never heard of them.
Mm.
Praetorians and Dead End Job. Dead End Job sounds like a dead end. I'm just saying, just throwing that out there.
Yes.
So I don't know. I don't know. Yeah. So I might start going into some of the Game Pass stuff just so that our listeners who are on Xbox and just, hey, you have Game Pass, and those who are on PC as well, hey,
Mm.
you guys have Game Pass. Let's see what you're getting. It's just
Right.
only fair because, dear Lord, Games of Gold it's getting, well, I feel like it's gonna roll away at some point, basically.
Right.
But real quick, sir, I wanted to touch on the Silent Hill transmission. I don't know if you got to see any of that, but I wanted to go through some of the stuff that they mentioned there. First of all, did you check it out at all?
I'm not a Silent Hill guy, so
Oh, you're not. Okay.
and
Fair
also
enough.
more than anything, fuck Konami. They're not
Fair
getting a penny
enough.
out of me. So
Fair enough. So real quick, they had it was probably like a 20-minute long show, and looks like they're getting back into gaming, getting back straight into stuff. I mean, it's true. It's because they haven't been for what they've been. They'll license stuff out and then drop the occasional collection here and there, but this is about the clearest thing to just jump right all in. The first one, of course, is a remake. Hint, hint.
Oh,
Silent Hill 2 remake is the main one.
not even the first one.
Not even the first one. This has already been rumored many a times. Bloober Team is developing a full remake of Silent Hill 2 with the help of the team's original silent artist Masahiro Ito and the composer Akira Yamaoka. Remake was announced for PlayStation 5 So this is either an exclusive or a time exclusive, at least. It will retell the story of James Sutherland, who is looking for his deceased wife. Uh, Overall, it looks good. I mean, it looks like a remake. It looks like what you would
Mm,
expect from this here in the year of 2022. You know what I mean? Um,
right.
so that's the first one. Next one was Silent Hill Townfall, which is a spin-off coming from a development studio called No Code Studios. I can vouch for these guys. I played Observation, which is one of their games. It is a smaller
Mm.
indie title, and I love that game. And you can see the intro. I posted the intro in our YouTube
Observation. I
channel.
think I own this game.
I posted the intro in our YouTube channel. It is excellent. I really enjoy that game. This is also from publisher Annapurna. So
Oh
not.
yeah, I do own it.
Oh, you do
I
have.
know
Okay,
where.
good, good, yeah.
Yeah, I have it on the
Um,
Epic Store.
so it's a new project that will be basically a different take on the Silent Hill franchise. The next one they showed off or they mentioned was Silent Hill F, which is another spin-off set in
As
1960s Japan, because I guess they have a Silent Hill city there too. This narrative-driven spin-off written by acclaimed Japanese writer Ryukishi '07, who created visual novels like Higurashi and Yumi Niko. Uh, I don't know. I saw the trailer. It's all CG trailer, but it looks really interesting. This woman looks like she has fungus growing off of her, but she's not a clicker, so I don't know.
okay.
And then finally, no, not finally. I'm sorry. Silent Hill Ascension, potentially the most unique announcement from the transmission. Konami announced Silent Hill Ascension, which is an immersive project where participants around the world will control the characters in a new Silent Hill story. Basically, a Let's Play Pokemon version of New Silent Hill Story. That does not
The
sound good at all.
multiplayer. It's going to be. Let's see. It's going to be what was that? A Fortnite clone?
Yeah,
What do
Fortnite
you call
and
it?
Silent Hill. Fortnite
Battle
clone?
Royale.
Battle Royale, yeah, yeah. So more to come. That was just really more of an announcement, and then finally the return to Silent Hill, which is a film by the director of the first Silent Hill movie. Which sidebar, I still say, back in the days, was the best uh,
Game
video
movie.
game film or movie
Yeah.
up until that point, and probably a while after that. Probably up until I don't know. Uncharted was fun. You know what I mean? Maybe not great, but it was fun. I can't think of anything else. But basically, for a long
Uploading.
time, that movie sat squarely in the guys. If you haven't seen it, those who saw it go, yeah, this is actually pretty good. Those who didn't, you just didn't. So he's coming back. There had been Silent Hill movies after that, and they have not been well received. But this will be the third one. It's Return to Silent Hill. There's not a lot of details here, but he's clearly excited about it. I kind of am too, because he did the first one and I did enjoy the first one. So, and I'm like, okay, if you can really, bring that, that what you brought the first time, and it really felt like you're watching a true Silent Hill movie.
Yeah.
And yeah, man, that's about the most exciting thing I saw. And then obviously the Silent Hill 2 remake. Um, but yeah, is it just me? This is a sidebar again too, but it's just that feels like too much Silent Hill now. You know what I mean? It's like,
It's a lot of Silent Hill, which doesn't necessarily translate into they're all gonna come out. Those are
oh
things
yeah,
that
yeah. Oh,
are
these are
it
all
might get
planned.
few
Yeah,
things might get canceled.
yeah.
I mean, this is Konami we're talking about,
Mhm.
so something might turn into a couple of pachinko machines suddenly, like by magic. Like who knows?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to. I mean, I'm not a Silent Hill fan myself. I don't have anything against it. It was never a game that I sought, so I don't have the history of it. So it might be a great title. I just don't know. But given that and remembering the fucking treatment they did to fucking Hideo Kojima and transforming all their focusing away from gaming like
Mhm.
abruptly and just like dedicating to pachinko machines and stuff like that. Like I have lost confidence in anything Konami related to the point where they can announce the next Contra, and I don't give a fuck.
Well, I mean, the
I'm
last
just not
Contra
gonna care.
is enough
The
to
last Contra was
say.
enough, exactly. It
And that
goes to
was
show.
only a few years ago. It was not even that
It goes to
old. Yeah,
show.
yeah, yeah.
Like none of this announcement. I think like if I was a fan, I will be more cautious than optimistic about this, if anything,
I
because
am a little bit.
it's still Konami.
Yeah, I am a little bit cautious as well because Bloober Team is the one that's doing it.
Right.
And nothing that not established. They have a couple games, but nothing that really sticks out as amazing. You know what I mean? So I'm like, okay, so I guess I guess we're in for
It's
a good game. I
something.
don't know. We'll
It could
see.
be, yeah.
We'll
It
see.
could
They
be.
did the medium, which by the way, I actually have downloaded at the moment. I haven't started yet, but
Yeah,
we'll see.
the medium was it was not everything that people hoped that it was gonna be, but it was not terrible. It was just
Yeah,
just
agreed.
there.
Yeah. All right, guys, that's all the news we have. So let's go ahead and move on into our hot topic of the week.
This hot topic has been hijacked. Yes, guys, everybody on the fucking floor right now.
Whoa.
I am taking control. I am hijacking this hot topic to insert a mini topic here.
Oh, okay.
Oh yes, you were not expecting that.
I was not. Yes,
This is not a drill. This is not a drill. So the mini topic before the actual main course is the fact that I am getting fucking tired of game reviewers and fans alike just giving a pass to Nintendo for releasing a title that has obvious problems and but it's the Switch, so it's kind of expected, so I guess it's okay to accept it for for what it is. And I'm tired of this game is great for the Switch. And the mentality of Nintendo gets a pass because somehow I guess there are the magic developer that can't do no wrong. And I'm done with that. I'm fucking tired of that. Latest example is Bayonetta 3.
Okay. I was wondering. Okay.
Bayonetta 3 on the Switch is it all the performance on it is fucking atrocious. But I shouldn't say performance. The looks of it have been compared to what Bayonetta 1 on PS3 played as.
Wow, and that was a bad version of it. Damn.
And yet all the reviews are glowing and like, but it's on the Switch. So, if this character action game that needs to run at a straight 60 to be like properly playable, runs at not even a log 30, but a 45, something's 40. Like it just randomly goes anywhere on the frame rate.
I'm looking at it now. Yeah. It's not locked on anything.
And
it's all variable.
Yeah. But hey, it's still a great game, and I don't doubt that it is still a good game. I even fell for it when I was talking when I had the Switch. When I did the little stint on the Switch, again, that's when I bought the fucking OLED one. And I went back to Zelda for a little bit, and I was realizing like, yeah, this game is still awesome, for intended purposes, but like the visuals, they're okay for the Switch, and that's okay.
Caveat: it becomes old after a while, of course. Yeah,
right, and that's fine. The Switch have shown that it has the capability to have good graphics and gameplay tailored to that system. Just look at Super Mario Odyssey, for example. The game runs great, but a game like Bayonetta feels like it was just trying to do too much, and and it sacrificed like that, like the game itself like overgrown the system. Like I almost wish that they would have found a way to maybe tone it down a little bit. And again, graphics over gameplay, it's not gonna fly with me.
Yeah, yeah.
um, and again, I'm not saying that the games. I haven't played the game, and the game looks fun. It looks like one of those, and from what I could tell from the reviews, it haven't bothered anybody else. Evidently, but
Because they're making
I'm
excuses. That's what it is. They're like, oh, but this, it's a Switch, man. It's not going to run everything well. But I mean, it looks
right.
good, doesn't it? I mean, yeah.
It was the same experience that I was having with that Xenogears Chronicles
Three.
3,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
whatever. Um, that's that was a fun RPG, but I could tell that the system was just struggling. It's like, then don't push it that hard, just rail it down, a little bit. If you're gonna, like, dude, there was a side by side comparison for Bayonetta 1, Bayonetta 3, and Bayonetta 3 looks worse than the first one, and the first one came out in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm looking at that right now. Wow.
it
does look bad.
is. Yeah, and I don't know. I was just triggered by the fact that, again, all the reviews, I guess they're okay with
Glowing.
it, just because it's a Nintendo title, and maybe I'm not, maybe I'm in the wrong. Maybe it's still, regardless of how it looks, it still plays great and it's fun, and it must be because it's getting those reviews. I don't know, man. I was just
Crazy stuff.
thinking of that we tend to, when I say we, I mean, like, in general, the gaming population just tend to treat Nintendo on a different scale,
With kids
for
love.
some
Yeah.
reason,
Mm-hmm.
which it, like that time is over. Like that we're,
I
we're
mean,
done.
dude, my Switch has not been touched
I know.
probably throughout the pandemic.
Yeah.
Like, that's not even a joke. I don't think it has been touched throughout the pandemic.
Look at
That
that.
says it all. That says it
Yeah.
all. You know what I mean? It's like it's and there. It's not like it's not away. I know it's there,
Yeah.
but it's not calling me for anything.
No.
And and less and less. That's the whole deal. Is as time goes by, the fucking PlayStation 5 and Xbox Series X, like, blow that shit out of the fucking water. It's just like, are you kidding me? Nothing that can, you have to do the cloud version in order for it to get even close. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yes.
but you're on a cloud version. It's like, oh no, that's not gonna fucking work. I can tell you right now, dude, unless their next console has something ridiculous, I might never get one. I regret getting the Switch. I hate to say that, but I
Yeah.
regret getting the Switch. There
I
is nothing.
mean,
I mean, Super Mario Odyssey, excellent. Enjoy the
mhm.
shit out of it. I finally got to play Donkey Kong Country Tropical Freeze,
Yes,
which
you
was a
did.
Wii fucking U title, but I didn't
Mhm.
want to fucking get a Wii U, so I got a chance to play that. Loved it. Excellent
Yeah.
game. That's it.
And what?
I can't
Yeah,
remember
that's
anything else that I fucking
exactly
played there. I was
that's
like,
it.
that was the two games so I paid $300 something for a console to play two games.
yeah.
I don't mean wrong. Yes, there was a couple of indie titles that I also played there, but not like I couldn't get them anywhere else. I just
Mhm.
happened to get them there. It's like, well, shit. If I'm here and I see it and it's on sale on this particular one, I'll get it.
Yeah.
Outside of that, bro, it's been not
It
good.
doesn't speak to
It's not
us.
good. Yeah,
It,
that's what it is. It's no longer. I fucking outgrown Nintendo, and I think I
yeah.
fell back into that, right? Because I wasn't gonna get a Switch. Remember, I wanted a Switch, but I was like, oh, I don't know. And then one fucking drunken night, I saw it. I was sitting there, fucking Amazon. I fucking said, all right, fuck it, do it.
Yeah.
Then that shit
Oh,
comes
fucking
in,
did.
and exactly what I thought was gonna happen. There it
Mhm.
is, sitting there catching dust. It probably has more dust than it has games right now. So yeah,
I know.
I agree, and we need to as a you know, as a well, that's the thing. You can't always. I feel like media in general you can't, but nowadays
Mm,
even games media is becoming some of this thing where you can't even trust. It's like, guys,
mm,
you have to have the caveats, right? You have to even say, listen, I get it. It runs like this, whatever. Most people are going to like it, but I enjoyed it. Okay, fine, you know,
yeah,
but still call the number out as you should. You know what I
yeah,
mean? Give it the thing that it deserves, and just say, in spite of this number, I still loved it.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like I feel like that needs to be implemented somehow. I just say, because of you got to take points away for something, you know.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Performance. I mean, it would have happened with any other. It would have happened with any other game.
exactly, yeah. All right,
All right.
sir. Good kidnapping. I like
I'm
it.
releasing it back to you.
Thank you, sir. Getting back into it, our hot topic of the week.
Atabe!
Hot topic again, guys, is too many remakes.
Too many remakes. Too many
And
remakes. Too many
so I'm
remakes.
just going to start off by really just saying, and I'm sure we brought it up before. I'm sure we spoke about it before, but
Mm,
I love the fact that we can get some of these games like transported from several generations back into Resident Evil 2 remake was a stunner,
right.
and it earned all the accolades that it got. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
holy shit, they
Also great remanagement.
they outdid themselves with that shit. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean? But I feel like even Capcom is now caught up in this, where it's like, oh, now don't be wrong. Not like we're not getting other stuff. Resident Evil 8 was also really good. So they're moving the timeline forward with some newer aspects,
Yeah.
and still giving us some remakes. So I can't get mad at them that much. But some other ones are just kind of getting out there. Maybe this is Jimmy. I don't know if you saw the Resident Evil 4, the remake, Resident Evil 4
Yes.
remake stuff. It looks good. I'm not gonna lie,
Mm,
it
oh,
looks
yeah.
really good. Makes me really want to get back into. Especially, I was watching Dark play the other day, and then I saw him. He's playing the original one, and it's like,
Mm.
obviously, and it's just like, wow, this looks old. You know what I'm saying? Again, when you see the leap, you go, okay, I
Resident
get
Evil
it.
4, the most remade game ever.
Yeah. Well, it was remastered, many most remastered game.
Right. The most remastered
Yeah.
game ever because it came on everything.
And everything. Yeah.
Well, it was a GameCube title, I think it was
It
originally,
was
right?
originally, yeah, it was part of
Holy
a
shit.
5-game deal that Capcom had with Nintendo, and that was one of them. And that was
That
probably
was
their
one of
best
them.
one. Like the Nintendo was like,
Yeah.
"Thank you," you know. But anyway, my point is to say, it's getting a lot. It's getting too much. It's the same thing, and I think we've had this argument before about movies, where it's like, we're just fucking remaking shit in the films and movies as well. It's like, where is all the originality? You know,
Robocop movie 2020 or 2019, whatever the hell they came out.
whatever it was horrible. It was horrible. But yeah, so I guess I'm going to throw it to you, sir.
Mm.
How do you do you feel the same way I do when it comes to this? You feel like, the fact that we're talking about full teams are being
Mhm.
devoted to this, obviously, right? 'Cause
Right.
you can't do the Resident Evil 4 remake is not being done by 10, 15 people. You know what I
No.
mean? That's a team being done. Now, I still say that that's a GameCube game originally. Even upres into consoles after that, it still has the bones of where it came from. So respectable. I like that. That's a game that's deserving. But Last of Us 1? Is that
Well,
something?
now,
Is
well,
that old? How about how
well,
about how about Lollipop Chainsaw? Why is that being remade?
why not? No, I'm kidding. I need to interject because otherwise you're gonna do the whole fucking podcast. You're not
Yes,
gonna
yes.
let
Go
me.
ahead. Go ahead. Yes,
So,
by all means, sir.
so you asked me what I think about it. I personally don't have don't have anything against remakes being done. I think there are certain titles out there that are classics that we love. Imagine, like, we have a way of remembering them,
Mhm.
how they were, in our mind's eye, it's completely different to the reality, but we like our memory of that game, even if the reality was that that game like probably ran like crap and it looks super dated now, and you wouldn't play it again nowadays.
Mm-hmm.
But you will play the game that you have in your mind that you remember, or that you fantasize about seeing. Like a lot of people, you know, love the idea of playing a Final Fantasy VII, uh, you know,
Remake.
remaking of
Mm-hmm.
that game.
Yeah.
And it happened. It might have not happened in the way that they were expected, but it happened. Um,
And it was
so
way better than, and I said this in the post, like at the point that it came out, I was like, I don't know if I have much faith in Square. And then it came out, I was like, wow, well done,
yeah, all it
Square.
took was
Well
the
done.
demo.
Yeah.
Once you played that demo, you became a believer.
Yeah.
Because I was a
Absolutely.
very I was super skeptical because again, yeah, it was the same reason. It was I don't know if Square has it with them. You know, after Final Fantasy 13 and the train wreck that happened with 14 when it got released, like I think Square lost it for good. Um, and yeah, you played that demo and you suddenly like understood.
Yeah.
Uh, but I forgot what I was talking before. The we have an idealized version of what the game looked like,
Mm-hmm.
and we like I wouldn't mind reliving those that's nostalgia, those games. Now I'm talking about old games, classic game that came out like generations of consoles ago, where a reimagining of it's an interesting aspect or concept, even if you already know the story. Like there's nothing wrong with knowing the story of how how something happened. If you get a particular reimagining of it, like everybody knows the origin story of Batman, for example, right?
Yeah.
But that doesn't stop comics and movies and games of revisiting it in different interesting ways, and you still see and you still see it. So that aspect, I don't mind. As a matter of fact, I enjoy a good reimagining of a game if it's actually changing enough. Like that Resident Evil 4, uh that, or even the example that you get of Resident Evil 2, those are very good titles that that I'm okay with seeing again. Um the problem that I have, and I'm gonna touch on the one that you went into about. I think it was when you mentioned Last of Us.
Oh, Last of Us One. Yeah.
The main problem that I have is the quote unquote remastering, which is now you take the same game and you just kind of like updress it a little bit, and your excuse is like, hey, we don't want to mess with the formula with the gameplay of it, so you leave the gameplay untouched, you just make it look better. And those shit, to me, that's like, I might be okay with a title that I enjoy, but I still see it as a quick cash grab. Like a who cares? Like you didn't do enough on this title to warrant it. Like the game doesn't need to
And then
be.
$70. But
I,
yeah,
I,
a
oh
$70 one.
Jesus! Putting a $70 ticket price on. Last of Us is the most egregious example nowadays. I was thinking of even old titles that got a I'm yelling, so I gotta bring my voice down. I was thinking of older titles that has the graphical upgrade, but they still play like the old title that it is, and you feel the gameplay being dated
Yeah.
and okay, well, but no, The Last of Us is the most egregious example where that was just a texture swap of uprising things for a game that came out less than 5 years ago, was it, or 6 years, or well, no,
No,
2013. So
2013. Yeah, so 9 years
2013.
ago.
So
9 years ago. Still, it's
nine.
still, it's, yeah, it's not. It's still.
Well, we had a remaster.
It
We
was at
had
the
a,
tail
a
end
remaster
of.
of it recently.
Yeah, it was at the tail end of the PlayStation 3.
PlayStation 3,
And then
right?
probably the next year, PlayStation 4 had the remaster, or maybe a year or two after. You know what I mean? It wasn't that long after. So you figure 2015 is when we had the remaster. So we had a remaster in 2015. But this is not the first time they did that. I mean, they did the same thing with Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of the Colossus
is
had
another one. Yeah,
had a remaster, which is a decent remaster, and then
right.
shortly thereafter, uh, Blue Point came in and made it. No, the Blue Point version is extremely beautiful. I'm not going to lie, but that's also a PlayStation 2 title. It's
Right.
far enough back where you go, okay, I get it, and it's also a seminal title, right? I mean, Shadow of the Colossus, I know it's not probably on any of your list, but it is on my list. I mean, we read our best games of all time. It's on my list as one of those games. Like, holy shit, hell yeah, it's an amazing fucking game.
Yeah.
So I get remaking those, but we already have a really well done 60 frames per second, extremely beautiful version of Last of Us, and we got a remaster. And now there's talks of doing something similar with freaking Horizon Zero Dawn, the first one. Like, what are we doing here? Again, that's my concern. And yeah,
they're selling you the graphical patch.
The fingers right now, where are they pointing squarely? They're squarely at Sony, because those are two first party titles. But if they see success, you best believe. I mean, this is a copycat industry. They're gonna be like, "Oh shit, these guys sold a bunch of fucking, I don't know, 3-4 million copies of a game they just released 5 years ago." You know what I mean? It's like, and they made money at $70 or $80, depending. It's like once it's done and they see success, they're gonna try to replicate it. And once they try to replicate it, now we're flooded with a bunch of remakes of games that we probably didn't even want. I mean, the who asked for Destroy All Humans? Who asked for that? Don't get me wrong. I'm not saying I'd never played the game, so I don't know. But I'm just saying it felt like such a niche title. But someone felt the need to fucking remake it, because why not? You know what I mean? It's like,
why? What exactly?
Yeah.
There are titles out there that I find it curious that they have been remastered, but I still thoroughly enjoy it, even though they're niche titles. Like there was what's it? Wonder Boy, the Dragon's Trap.
Dragon's Trap, yeah,
Dragon's Trap. That's a title that from my childhood, that like literally from the Sega Master System games, and that game, even with the beautiful hand-drawn graphics of today, remember that it has a toggle that you can just put, you can switch between original and the beautiful hand-drawn, but it plays exactly the same as it played on the Sega Master System, to the point that you felt it. You played a little bit, right? If I'm remembering correctly,
I did,
and you were like, it just feels like an old game.
It feels like the Porsche with the engine of a fucking Nova. You know what I mean? It's like, okay, all right.
Fucking Nova, wow. No, but I hear you. It just seems like fresh coat of paint on like a really, really old, and but that's fine. That was a probably like a $20 title, if I remember correctly. They weren't charging that much, and it was, they were not trying to make it like a cash grab, because that's the problem. Again, I don't have anything.
That was a love. They did that out of love for the original.
Yeah. I don't have anything against remake, other than when they look overtly cash grabby, and that's what I feel like it's happening with a lot of this Sony titles as of late, where Last of Us $70. Like, say what you will about what they did with the graphics and stuff like that. It's still fucking Last of Us.
It's
That
still
game
Last
was
of Us, yeah.
done.
Oh, yeah.
That game was done, and the gameplay it's there.
Here's the deal: is that chances are most Sony owners already have the game. You buy a PlayStation 5,
Yeah.
you
If
got the game.
you're PlayStation,
You
chances
got the
are,
game. Yeah,
yeah, no,
because it
exactly.
comes with the essentials. It's there.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
like, okay, well, there you go. Every
And people
PlayStation
still,
5 owner has that game. You know what I mean?
yeah,
And chances are the ones who, who haven't upgraded yet, have a PlayStation 4, have already played it because it's the best game of that of that particular one of the best games of that console,
yeah,
of that
yeah.
ecosystem. So yeah.
The I mean, this is shit that modders are doing on PC for free. Basically, they just making, just improving the textures and the graphics and sticking at $70 with no, my understanding, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but no no expressway to upgrading, right? Like if you own the digital, the first remaster at the very least, let's say.
Oh, for
you could get,
for the Last of Us Part 1? No. They're two
no.
different titles as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah,
Because according to Naughty Dog, they rebuilt it from the ground up. It's
Which
still
is-
the same voice work, it's still the same whatever, but everything got rebuilt from the ground up. And I'm like,
you know what was
okay.
rebuilt from the ground up? Demon Souls.
That was rebuilt from the ground up.
Demon Souls was actually a title that was rebuilt from the ground up, and that is a title that merits the $70 price tag.
Agreed.
Although I think it came out for 60, if I remember.
No, it came out for 70.
It was 70, right?
Was
70,
yeah,
you're right. It's 70. So that merits it. If you're gonna make a remake of a game that a lot of people wanted, a lot of people are expecting, hell, people are fucking begging you to do Bloodborne. Like, what the hell?
I don't see. That's the thing. I don't need a remake of Bloodborne.
Oh, a lot of people want it though. A lot of people want it.
That's a PlayStation 4 title. Why are we making a PlayStation 4 title? We just need it to be, honestly, keep it exactly the same. Make
just release the patch. Release the patch that unlocks it. That unlocks it. But they're not gonna do that, because that's not what this administration is about.
Jim Ryan, not with Jim Ryan at the helm. That's for sure.
No. They're gonna sell you that. That next. It's coming, and they heard the
question: who's doing it? Because not From is like, we've moved on. You know what I mean?
Bluepoint. Bluepoint is already in the middle of it. I guarantee you.
That'll be interesting. I mean, again, if they're doing a remake, then I'm a little bit. I don't know. The Bluepoint already has a project, and it's a new IP. They've already said that.
But they don't. Just because they have a new project and they have it doesn't mean that they have a B team working on the.
Well, if it's a B team, I definitely don't want it, because
you don't know. But you don't know that. See, if the B team, all they're doing is taking Bloodborne exactly as it is, and just putting that fresh coat of paint and unlocking the 60 frames per second. Tell me that's not gonna be a buy for you.
I mean, it shouldn't be a buy. That's the problem. It's
exactly.
It's a PlayStation 4 title,
right?
It should automatically transfer over and play at 60 frames per second on PlayStation 5, as all the others basically have been doing.
Because PS5 can play anything.
Yeah. So is it going to be an automatic buy? I'm gonna jump and say no, actually not, because I haven't got. First off, I haven't even gotten and we're at the end of the year, and I said I would get it before the end of the year. I still haven't got Horizon Forbidden West at all. I don't even know.
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. Definitely didn't get Last of Us Part 1. You know what I'm saying? I am getting God of War. Sorry, I'm gonna get that one because.
God of War's not a remake. God of War's a fucking sequel. Sure, of course, we're getting God of War.
So was Forbidden West, but for whatever reason, it's just. I think the taint of them, if you try to buy it on the PlayStation app, it will only sell you the one of them. It would only sell you the PlayStation 5, even though you can buy the PlayStation 4 version and it's the same.
Which is what I did. Yeah,
exactly. but the trickery behind it, it just
Right.
left me like, oh. And because and that, and obviously your experience with it. Not to say that I'm going to have my
Yeah.
experience, but I'm like, well, I guess I can wait. You know what I mean?
And you remember the first one. I mean,
Yeah,
if you fucking loved the first one, then of course you're gonna love the second one. But if you got tired a little bit of the open worldness of it, then
I
buckle
played
up
the
because this one
hell out of
doubles
the first one.
downs on it.
I played the hell out of the first one and played the hell out of the DLC,
There you go. Then
Frozen Wilds.
this is another DLC basically because it's
So
gonna feel the
okay,
same.
good. So yeah, maybe I'll jump into that. No,
Yeah.
it's too late. It's definitely gonna be
Yeah,
20 plus to
I'm
release.
not like I've always remember, and I did that disclaimer every time I spoke about the game, and I'm gonna say it again. I'm not saying the game is bad. I'm
Oh
just
no,
saying that it
for
was
sure,
boring
for
to the
sure.
point that I stopped playing. And to be fair, I also found the first one boring. Hell, I found
Oh wow,
phenomenal
I did not know
games
that.
that you guys are fucking giving it game of the year status boring. Like fucking uh Ghost of Tsushima. so
Oh yeah, well that wasn't my game of the
so
year, but I
my
did enjoy the art.
opinion
Yeah.
should mean shit.
No, and no one's questioning. It's still your opinion, so no one's questioning that that's what it's the case. But I know what you mean. I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Real quick, sir, before we close out, I have a few upcoming remakes, and I want to get your thought on is this cash grabby or we deserve this. Those are the
Okay.
two, right?
You
It's
know.
going to be either cash grabby or we deserve this. All right. So starting from the top, we're going to go with Dead Space from EA. Is this cash grabby or we deserve this?
Fuck, that's a good one because
Right up the
it
front.
looks. I tell you. Okay, so I thought we deserved it. Like I was looking forward to it. Then I saw what it is, and it just like my heart sank a little bit. Not because I think it's gonna be shit, but because it looks. It looks like
Because we already have a George. I got you.
yes, we already have a George. it kind of it looked like oh you shit, I don't even know how to say it because it tatters right. It tatters that balance of looking really fucking good, but at the same time
Looking the same.
also being the same. And if it's gonna be the same game, then I don't know. I already played it.
Yeah, I
know.
know. So this is a perfect example. First off, I also agree. This is a cash grab, and honestly, it's EA. It's always a cash grab.
Oh,
But
well,
yeah,
exactly.
but I agree.
It's in the
I'm just
game.
like, wouldn't it be better to actually go back? Maybe not even have Isaac. I mean, Isaac wasn't this character where everybody. It wasn't Joel. You know what I mean? It's like
Right.
you can have anybody
No,
within
he
that
didn't
universe.
even speak.
And he was meant to be your everyman, which is why he was just some
Right.
freaking electrical engineer.
Right.
So wouldn't it have been better to give us the next chapter within the Dead Space as opposed to here's the one that you guys love but looks a lot better. So
I like
cash
the
grab.
idea of I see. The thing is, I was sold that game as a reboot, and it's not.
It's not.
That's the thing. It's a remake. It's a
It's a remake. It is a
remastering
remake.
almost.
No,
It's
it's a
almost like
remake
it's
because
a
if you
remake.
look at it, it is literally being. If you, I don't know if you've seen any of this of the developer stuff. They are redoing stuff.
Okay.
It is
Okay.
remade. This is not the same
Well,
game.
it's Demon
Yeah,
Souls again. It's the
it
same
is Demon
of
Souls. Yeah, but the problem
they
is Demon Souls 1 to Demon Souls remake is this ridiculous leap versus Dead Space to Dead Space remake.
oh, we don't know that because it looks like it could be. The problem is the trailers haven't been very
The trailers have been showing us what
forthcoming.
it is, sir.
Yes, the
No,
trailer just
showing us what
shows
it is.
like,
Yeah,
oh, this is actually Dead Space. But
exactly.
I'll be like this is obviously, and I'm sorry, but I'm doing the same thing with Callisto Protocol. These are way for reviews to me because I've been burned too many times for it. This is not day one. This is just I need to know what this is and then decide if I want to jump. Like if they say, oh, this is step by step Dead Space, then I can make the choice of, well, I'll jump on it or, oh no, I'm okay because I already played this.
Yeah.
You know.
All right. Once again, cash grabby or
Yeah.
we deserve this. Resident Evil 4 remake.
Resident Evil 4 looks like a proper reimagining. I kind of want it.
So we deserve it. So you say this, we deserve this. I'm going to go
this.
back onto the same. This is cash grabbing because Resident Evil 2 remake was we deserve this. Resident Evil 3 remake, most people would have say, yeah, that was crash grabbing. They're going based on how well the last one did, and they kind of half-assed Resident Evil.
But they kind of half-assed it a little bit,
so
yeah.
Here Resident Evil 4 trying to make amends. You know what I mean? So
well, I think this is the last time that they can actually pull that off because, I mean, let's be real. Nobody gave a flying fuck about Resident Evil 5.
This is true.
Or 6.
This is very true.
So yeah, this is the last hurrah. So as the last hurrah, I feel like,
for the record, was another good one. And by the way, skipped over completely. Just mind you.
Yeah, I guess they could do Code Veronica.
Well, not now. They clearly don't care about it. That Code Veronica is the Batman Arkham Origins of Resident Evil, apparently. So doesn't even count.
It depends. Like, was that really like a great series to
It was canon, sir. It was
no, I know I said canon, but was it a good game?
It was good. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then then I think they'll give us 4. And then when they realize that no one gave a fuck about 5, they're gonna go give us Veronica because what else do they have?
What else do they have? Oh, yeah. I don't know. How about Resident Evil 9? Give us that one. But yes, I see what you mean. So next one, cash grabby or we deserve this. System Shock remake.
That remake looks so bad.
I mean, it was funded on Kickstarter. So what do you expect?
We deserve a good version of that, but we're not getting that, are we?
So cash grabby.
I mean, no, it doesn't have to be. I still believe that we deserve a good version of it.
I mean, yes,
I just don't feel like this one is.
It doesn't look it good. Yeah.
No,
I think we're both going to be the same page on this one. But Final Fantasy VII Rebirth.
Oh, give it to me all over my face.
I agree, sir. I agree.
Are you sure you want to be at that level?
I will
eat that shit.
Yep. Let me get down on my knees now.
Don't make it worse. Yeah, Here's the thing. I realized this is Square Enix we're talking about.
I know.
Holy fucking shit that they knocked that shit out of the park with this one in a way that it was completely unexpected. Like it got the rug got pulled from under your feet, and you didn't even realize whether you were playing a different game.
Yeah. It was a remake in a different way.
Yep. It was really remaking it's the most perfect sense of a remake. It's like remaking it into something else. Yep. I love it. I love it. I love it. I want to continue.
Can't wait for it either. Comes out.
You still haven't played Yuffie. You need to.
I know. I need to catch up on that. Yeah.
Yes.
The aforementioned Lollipop Chainsaw. Cash grab or we deserve this.
You're gonna hate me for it, but I do want this.
You played the original.
I tell you, no, exactly. I played the original. I want a good version of this because the original was not a good version of it. It was like the fighting was way too stiff. You know what? I want a Bayonetta 1 level version of this.
Okay.
If I can have a good character action game, Lollipop Chainsaw will be amazing. But I highly doubt we're gonna get that.
I mean, you never know. The original co-creators, Suda51 and James Gunn, are not involved. So who knows? They may.
Who's doing this then? Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. Hold on, let me see. but it's not. Dragami Games president Yashima. You said so. Dragami Games.
Okay.
Yeah, never heard
Wow.
of them. Uh, this one's gonna be kind of obvious. Silent Hill 2 remake. Cash grabby or we deserve this?
Silent Hill, you said?
Silent Hill 2.
Silent Hill 2. I don't feel comfortable calling cash grabby because like I said, I don't have a history with this title, so I'm gonna abstain from this one.
Okay.
I'm gonna let
I have
you.
no problem answering, sir. This is Konami. This is cash grabby.
Oh, of course, yeah. I should have known. It's fucking Konami. Come
I
on,
know it's
guys.
like about the most obvious thing in the way. Yeah. So next one, sir. Star Wars: Knights of the Old Republic. Cash grabby, or we deserve this?
We need this. I think we
need this.
We
The
need
world
this.
needs
You
this.
need to play this game. You need to play a good version of this. Like I don't know. I don't trust. I mean this. Excuse me. This is BioWare. Yeah, they could surprise us, but I don't know sometimes.
The work has switched between Aspire Media to Saber. Sorry, it's Saber Interactive now.
Saber Interactive.
Yeah. So
then I don't know.
And allegedly, Lucasfilm was unhappy with the internal demo, which brought the development to a halt. But it's still out there. But that's neither here nor there. If they actually come to it, is it cash grabby? Honestly, I think this is not cash grabby. I think this is people going, the world needs this.
Yeah. I think and enough time has passed. Also,
yeah, I agree.
Yeah, this is. I mean, you haven't played it, and this is a good story. This is a good game. This is a good one of those old school BioWare when BioWare games were good.
Mm-hmm.
Now the thing is, they're gonna have to overhaul things. I don't want just an upbracing of that game, because an upbracing of that game, like there's like a ton of mods if I ever wanted to pull that. I don't want that. I want they don't even have to like change story or too much or anything like that. Just make that game feel like hell, like Capcom is doing. Make that game feel like it's from this generation.
Yeah.
And then I'll be pleased.
I agree. Splinter Cell remake of the original first outing.
What are they doing with it? Are they remastering this or they're rebooting?
It's a remake.
So they're doing the exact same Splinter Cell.
Well, again, we don't know because we
don't know. That's right. Okay, so the world needs a reboot of Splinter Cell because Sam Fisher was a pivotal character that needs to come back. In my opinion.
Agreed.
But a remaster of this game will be a cash grab because Ubisoft.
Well, it's a remake. But yes, it is also Ubisoft. And I don't know. It's Ubisoft Toronto. So I don't know.
Ubisoft Toronto, okay.
I don't know what they're doing. And Ubisoft has so many projects that are out there in the wind, and who knows what they're working on.
This was actually a good series. Like Pandora Tomorrow was a great alternative for Metal Gear. Now it wasn't the caliber to Metal Gear Solid,
but it was its own thing, though.
But it was its own thing, exactly.
Thing. And it was like it wasn't trying to be. It was like you do your espionage, I'm going to do mine.
Yeah,
and it sat on its own. And I mean, come on, you can't always compete with Kojima. You do your own thing.
No one can fucking compete with Kojima. Come on.
Yeah, exactly.
The time we lose Kojima, that gaming has lost its son. It's over.
Pretty much. That is a literal mourn day. Like I will take the day off. Like I need to
absolutely.
I need to take bereavement. Prince of Persia.
God bless Kojima.
Keeping it on the Ubisoft. Prince of Persia: Sands of Time remake.
I thought that was remade already, or that never came out.
No, never came out. We saw the trailer and it did not look good. But
shit, that's true.
Yeah,
that's true. What they did with sure, I guess I can.
This is cash grabby to me. This is so cash.
Yeah, I mean, the reason I can't say it's cash grabby is because we haven't had a Prince of Persia game in a while. And yes, I get it that when we were getting it a lot.
This is not. Hey, let's really buckle down. Get a writer in here. Let's get some real minds behind this.
Well,
This
we
is,
don't
hey,
know
let's take
that.
the original, dude. Did you see? You probably don't remember? Did you
I
see the
remember the
trailer
trailer.
for
Yeah, yeah, I
bro?
remember.
That shit was half-assed. That was so half-assed. It was
Yeah.
so half-assed.
Well, if
Oh,
it's
bro.
that, then yes, obviously
That's
that looks like the
until I see
most like
different. That's what I have. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah,
yeah, yeah,
cash grabby,
yeah.
cash.
Let's get if that's the route, then yeah, it's gonna be cash grabby. But if they can make a good, like the world does need a decent remake of Prince of Persia, and I don't see why not. I mean, Ubisoft has games where the fighting aspect of it's fun, and the graphical prowess it's there. Like they could make a good one, but it doesn't look like they are. So
Yeah. All right. So two more. First one, Remedy Entertainment. You know them.
mhm.
They struck a deal with Rockstar to remake Max Payne 1 and 2. Cash grab, or we
Mm.
deserve this?
Mm. Those games were kind of like those games were special for its time, but
I mean, there was
I
PlayStation 2.
re
Yeah.
huh?
There was PlayStation 2.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Um, I don't know. My heart tells me it's catch grabby, if only because I don't think they will bring it. They will make it differently enough to where it's gonna matter. Like I don't want to play. Hey, perfect example. I thought I wanted, that I was super excited about Alan Wake being
Mhm.
remastered. Right, Alan Wake got remastered. I haven't touched it. I haven't touched it. You played it and you found it boring.
Yeah, but
So
it's also a game of its time. But that's
right.
remastered. These are remakes. Again, being
Okay,
remade.
so we're absolutely okay. If it's
The
gonna
whole
be a
list is remake.
remake,
None of
if
these
it's
are remasters. Yeah.
okay, so if it's gonna be so that's what I was saying. I was feeling that if it's gonna end up being another like it's just a remaster, then cash grabby. If it's gonna be a proper
Proper remake.
remake,
Yeah.
then that game's old enough to where sure, we
I
could we
think,
could use it.
yeah, I think personally, this is not this. I don't know if we deserve this, but I think I'm going to say we deserve it because I like Remedy and I like what they do.
Yeah.
Control is still one of my favorite games of all time. I think I'm pretty sure I had it on the list. Um,
Holy shit! Of all time,
it
you
definitely up
really
there.
something clicked with you and
Oh,
Control.
Control was so amazing, bro. Yeah, and
Really, I
so
mean, I thought
yeah.
it was good,
I
but
know, I
like
know, I know.
amazing.
We've had that, and it was like it didn't hit you as well as it, but for me,
I mean, it's
the
still
way
great. I love it.
the
Hey,
yeah,
I reinstalled it the
this is
other
a perfect
day
example.
because I
This
want to
is a
replay it.
this is a perfect example of the way you feel about Control and the way I feel
Mhm.
about Control is it's inverted of the way you feel about Near Automata and the way I feel about Automata. I respect and I understand
That's
it's a good
fair.
game and I
That's
enjoyed
actually
it
very fair.
for what it
Yeah,
was, but it wasn't the most amazing game that you thought it
yeah.
was an amazing
You
game. But
you,
yeah,
you
yeah,
control hit you
like the
like Nier
way Near
Automata hit
Automata hit
me.
you. Yep, there you
So
go.
okay, that's what that's the closest to an
Yeah.
understanding that we have ever gotten. So
So that's my point. It's like, okay, Remedy gets it, and for them to be involved, with the actual remake,
I
that's why
want
I
to play
think
Control again. Damn it! And
dude,
I got it. I reinstalled it.
I
Because the
haven't.
moment I got this new
Oh,
card, I was like, "Yep,
here
this
we
is gonna
go.
be one of those games that I
To
definitely
test
want to
out.
walk to."
Do it. Do it. So no, I think this is not cash grab. I think it's deserved,
Did you
and it's
play the
because it's
DLCs?
Remedy. Yes,
Okay,
I did
completion.
I finished the first one. I remember playing the second one. I don't know if I
Yeah, me
finished
too.
it. Yeah, I
So
don't
we
know.
left in the assassin spot. Okay, the
Probably,
second
yeah.
one we started it, but then we were like, okay,
Yeah.
I
I
think
think
I've
I was
controlled that.
controlled out at that.
Yeah.
stay, stay out of my head, sir. All right, last one. The Witcher remake. Cash grabby or we deserve this?
You need this. I know that I know I keep saying you feel like it's a cash grab, and maybe it is, but I don't think so because the original Witcher 1 did not came on console.
Yes,
And so that's a
yeah.
new entry, um, and a remake of it. They won't, like, I don't think they'll be sticking to the frigging, I call it Dance Dance Revolution combat, but it's not Dance Dance Revolution. It was rhythmic. It was
Yeah.
sort of rhythmic and ridiculous. You never felt like you were in control. All you were doing was just pressing the one button to a rhythm. And you know that they did away with that shit with Witcher 2 and Witcher 3. So
Mhm.
I think a Witcher 1 version of that will be amazing. The problem is they're gonna water shit, they're gonna water things down because the Witcher 1 has some sensitivities that are a little past, they will not pass nowadays, especially on consoles. like
Okay.
like on PC, I can see someone modding a patch to show titties again, because apparently showing a nipple, it's
I mean, considering they were
it's
showing
considered
pictures of
a war
all over
crime in
Cyberpunk,
the
I
US.
mean, come on
So,
now.
um,
But no, I hear you. I don't. I mean, as much as I was let down by Cyberpunk, I don't think this is cash grabbing. I think this is them, going back. I don't want to say going back to the well, because that always sounds negative. Really going back to their roots and saying, okay, let's do something special. This has never been on console,
mm,
and we screwed consoles when it came to Cyberpunk, particularly the
right.
last gen. What can we do for the console generation? Let's bring this over and let's remake it
Mm,
from the ground up. I still have some faith in CD Projekt Red that they still have the ear to the ground as to the gamers. They still run GOG. They're still looking for still to do things DRM free. You
yeah.
know, they
They
still
they
have
fixed
that,
fire. They fixed, in my
and
eyes.
they fixed
They
Cyberpunk.
fixed
Yeah, they finally
Cyberpunk in
fixed
my
that. They,
eyes.
they
So
released it shitty, but they
yeah,
did come back around. And if in the end, the truth of the matter is, if I can forgive uh No Man's Sky for doing the same thing, if everyone can forgive Final Fantasy 14 for doing the
14.
same
Yeah,
thing, then yeah, this is now. Should they have learned the lesson from those two? Yes, they should have, but they didn't
I.
abandon it like it was fucking Anthem and said, we're
Mm,
going to stick to our guns, we're going to fix this, we're going to earn our people back.
I
And I think you and I, playing Cyberpunk, in the state that it was finally, can agree that, yeah, they earned us back.
they were
Am I
shooting for
still gonna
something
am I
special.
still gonna fucking wait before I buy the next CD Project Red game? I'm not gonna
But
do that.
yes, I
Yeah,
am gonna wait also. Yeah, exactly.
absolutely. Yeah. So
Exactly. The I tell you what feels catch grabby to me a little bit, but not really, not really. It's more you're saying oh you that you feel like they have a genuinely feel to go back and hone, go back to the roots or whatever. I think it's more of, this is an experiment for them in making an Unreal Engine game and
sure.
see how it goes for them, because this is getting remade
In
on
Unreal 5.
Unreal Engine
Mhm.
5.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
yeah.
this is a perfect opportunity
Not their Red
for,
Engine. Yeah.
for a game that there's they don't have to worry too much about the content, because the content's already there. They just have to, it's more about porting it to this platform, and I think this is going to be the practice, so that once we get it, once they hone it, their skill properly with Unreal, then we start seeing the next stuff, from the next Cyberpunk, which they already said they were going to make. The Witcher 5 actually will be the next project, or 4,
Witcher
sorry,
4. Yeah.
Witcher 4, sorry. um, so yeah, I think this is more kind of like a test, and I even feel like, maybe, and this is all me. I'm basing this on no knowledge. It just feels like the type of step they will take. Um, they might release this as a budget title, maybe like a $40 title.
I don't know. I
It
mean, I'm
feels
just
like,
looking at their history, thinking about their history.
right.
The DLCs for Witcher 3. Those
Right.
were those were full price titles, especially Blood and Wine. I would say
Right. Yes.
30 to $40, a 30 to 40
But
hour
it was also
campaign.
deserving of the, considering the content. It was not just random fucking DLC, is what I'm trying to say.
No, for sure. Yeah. So what I'm trying to say, they still went over and beyond to deliver that.
Right.
And then thinking of, Gwent, right? Gwent came out. It was a free game. People loved it. People were playing it. They were going to do a single player. That was going to be a title that they were going to sell. It was originally going to be in $19.99. It went up to, I want to say $39.99, maybe $29.99. Then you see it, you play it, you go, this is a fucking well-ass make. You know what I'm saying? They don't.
Right.
In many ways, Cyberpunk almost feels like this weird fucking anomaly. This just weird thing where you just go,
someone
what the fuck
took
were you
over
guys thinking? Yeah, it's like just like this massive error in judgment.
At gunpoint, they were like, "You're gonna release.
You're releasing this shit, whether you like it or not." You know what I'm saying? And it's like, but you see everything else, you just go, well, if any of that other stuff was true, then no, this is not going to be cash grabby. This is going to, it may be a smaller title. It may be, their first dipping their toes into Unreal Engine 5, but they're not just going to half-ass it. You know? And to be fair, I don't want to say this again. They didn't half-ass Cyberpunk. It just wasn't ready. It was released unready. You know what I mean? And
it was an alpha. It was literally an alpha.
Correct. It was not ready. It was not half-assed though. You know what I'm saying? Because you look at the early stuff and go, you see what they were trying to do.
They put a fucking lot. If this would have worked day one, this would have been considered one of the best games of all time.
Yeah, exactly. The Elden Ring of his day.
Yeah.
And so that's why that error in judgment, man, it's still there, and I will always remember it. But outside of that, that's why I don't think it's crash grabby. I see what you're saying, though. It is their first step at Unreal Engine because they've been doing Red Engine for so long. But at the same time, if it's to be believed of, the simplicity, not simplicity, but, the easier way it is to program with Unreal Engine 5, then it should be fine, and they should deliver something probably in a better working condition by the time it comes out,
Yeah.
But I can see them really taking their time with it. But yeah. That's going to always be everything from them at this point will be a wait and see.
Yes.
But anyway,
burning that bad.
Yeah, they did. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thanks so much for tuning in. That brings us to the end of another awesome episode, the real episode 335. If you haven't already, please go to goodgame.rocks. Join the conversation there. And of course, please like, subscribe, and share the podcast with everyone. This is Mad Dog signing off this week, this wonderful week. Wonderful week. Just ready to say, can't wait to see some Hamilton. Mr. David Santos, Dream Twister, take us home.
I'm just gonna close with saying this episode, I'm not gonna yell GG. All right, I can't.
Of course.
It's just gonna be GG. It's gonna be simple, guys. Imagine that I yelled it if you miss it, but
I'll yell for you, sir. I'll yell for you. Hey, with that, guys, we'll see you next week. GG!